Yanum where your pop quiz. You can't big house. Yeah, dear Ben eba ma adwunim you can't big house. Ain't your brother Jerome and your sister Wonderful ekasaye. Your sister Wonderful or no our bar or be my a little bit information about herself. Na ye hu baby or ye juma baby an experience awo send ye be ya ye be hu ade na oba betray ye no ye hu baby a free eba. Ain't sister Wonderful, if you are ready sis, please come up. We are ready for you. Ain't sister Wonderful, come up. Or ne ye ba besuasua and normal bebre wo honti ene no making sure say wo questions nyina no questions e wo ho. Chief, me patro ka say ye sha ase abebo mpaya man ti chief bompire my na chese yemfa your program no en sha ase. Lady Diana say Women History Month. That's right. Ain't chief yenkwe bompire na yemfa your program na so.
That's mommy. Amen ebusiafo. Onyame eja nyame oba nyame susum konkronizimu. Wonfa ona akoma ni enjoy the media ni say yankopon say. Odi yemfumsu nyina achen. Bona ni da ni nda. Nyina na wa ma yenya nkwa. Ne asna bebehia ndansu bio. Nshranka no. Na esanso yesere say onyen entina ndanhyiemu mu. Onka ye ombo ye na adwenim. Normal nyina yenhye adwempa nsusuyepa a obebua ye nyina ewiye na ontena ye mu se nyame asem na nkasa nso na entumi fa mbobra na ebesua wa ha bia no ye se yankopon se ye mu bia nso awo oho bia mu no omsoma na abofo na sunsum konkron no na ombra ye nyina ye wo baako mbe healing fie na pempem di koye ne na ase yankopon na ndom ye na yesa ondom ye na rechiche oma odo ni asomdwe nyema we na ebusuam ye na akumom ye na ne montu bia mu ombo ye na adwuma samuban ye nsika samuban na ye na abrabo mkanko ye dini na ye deda no ye se ne se onhye ye ma onhye ye ndi no ade nyina mu na ye program yi so a ye mfa na aseda endida ewo ne doba Jesus Christ season eni ni moja mutuminti amen.
Amen. Chese ye wo asofofo e wa ha Elizabeth say amen. Say ye meme enye tatata nkwa o Lady Diana say amen. Chese Jerome e wo ho no Jerome chese Bible mu wa wi Bible na gu ne tiri mu. Ye brother enso chief nso no say enye eyi nkwa o chief nyame enhira wate chese ye wo asofofo etai program ye chi Dora say amen. God bless you. I didn't know you can Jerome ajeme nsemo say yes men jeji book by it cover mpa I surprise you nyina. Yo ebusuafo Nana hima mema akwaba Nana hima achiadofo na chief nso achiadofo na chese maba wonderful so ene ye nyina ye ho adwiri yen e wa ha sei pa Nana hima me pa chochia na yenko. Yo Nana hima enyanya ready chief me so we dey quick chia na yemfa your program no enhyehyɛ so e kobote na anesta
Michia Ghana amampanyinfo adadafo ni na ene amampanyina na nimpanyinfo TVC ya. Michia mankasa me maame na mpapa. Misai wonde ebufu bi obamu bia no meje mu waka. Wonfa me bone nche me bi. Na nyame nka ye nyina ye ho. Mata mfunsu mu won misai yankopon se ondum wona adwen sakra. Wonka wa onyeye. Wana na montu na wonde ye nti na mtumu kukomeni. Nti wonsu michia won. Enianum na adofo bia wodom wona akoma mi na so no. Misai yankopon ni hira mo michia won nyina.
You know, I said, Mama, Lady Diane, and he just said, I said, oh, I watch you will be out. So I'm person about discriminating to watch you will be out. Okay, Ebusian for and yeah, fire program. No, yeah, Shas, yeah, twin mom, I see you. Sister Wonderful, please unmute yourself and come and say hi and let's get the program started. But answer na Sister Wonderful, Besha, you know, we want to get to know you. So give us a little bit intro about yourself. Send your beya, you Sister Wonderful, baby, you be who say, oh, okay, all right. Timmy Pacho, Sister Wonderful, let's go.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, Nana. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm hanging in there.
Hey, Jerome. Thank you so much for this invite. I really, really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Well, family, I wanted to say Afishiapa, but that's not what I'm supposed to say, right?
Say Akwaba. You can say
Aquaba. Yeah, that's what I was trying to find. Yes, yes, yes. Aquaba.
Akwaba to
Please
Winfrey.
forgive me. I'm trying. I'm trying. um, Before I say anything about myself, I just want to disclose that I do understand Tree. Thank you. The way you introduced me, I love it so much. I love it. I do understand Tree very, very well. Speaking it is very hard for me, but I try.
Okay.
So today's topic, I will try and incorporate some Tree. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try.
All
And if
right.
I need help, I know you're gonna help me.
Yes, of
Right?
course. Yes. I got your back.
So,
No worries.
well, my name is Wonderful Rosie.
Okay.
My mom is from Ghana and my dad from Togo. I was born in New Jersey, but I lived in Ghana for 3 years when I was younger, and I live in Togo. I've been to London. Wherever you can think about, I've been there. My parents used to travel a lot. But New Jersey is my base.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to talk. I am a social worker.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my main concern in life is mental health. I really believe that each and everyone can use any information about mental health.
That's right.
Um, Me being here today, I pray to God that whatever I share, somebody would take something out of it, either to change their life, their family life, or tell somebody about it. I don't know it all,
Mm-hmm.
but I've been in the system for over 10 years.
Okay.
And I'm definitely glad to be here to share.
All right. That's
I I expect everyone, if you have questions, please, please, please do ask me. I
mm-hmm.
might not be able to read the comments, but I know you got it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you.
So there are certain things that I might not be able to disclose. So if a question come up that I know it will affect my job,
Yeah.
I would say we have to, because I'm not gonna put myself in a position that I wind up in a big house. And you asked the big house. I'm waiting for anybody to answer it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love what I do. Did they answer it?
No, not yet. Not yet. I'm still
All
waiting.
right.
For yes, it's a wonderful. Wabema a little bit background about myself. Nene, your question no say you can't big house yeah train answers. A dear na a war a bama adwene say you cast a big house yeah purchase if you can see it a hin fast them and then a war baba bekan into no more from one says in we are waiting for them. Sister Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then before if you can see it, okay, twin mom, see if you can see it. DTM, I see you. I will take twin mom to the big house. All right, girl.
You don't want to do that.
All right, Miss Wonderful, can you give us a little bit background about the place that you work, but still keep it as the big house until we get
Yes.
some answers?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. How long have
Um,
you been doing that job for?
10 years. I've been doing this job for 10 years. I
Okay.
am a social worker there.
All right.
I just want people to know that on today's topic,
Mm-hmm.
just disclosure,
Okay.
I will not be talking negative about the police,
Right.
any brutality.
Mm-hmm.
If there's information, again, simply because where I work, I don't want to, implicate myself, because
That's
I
right.
have to go back to work tomorrow morning, and you don't know who listen this on platforms, and I don't want to be caught up in it.
We got the right answer over here. All right, young
Great.
heart. Young heart got it. Young heart. Yamawa kwaba say young heart. Wababe rescue muni na doko. If you can see, but young heart in your crew from me sister wonderful Becca
I
Yano.
agree. I agree.
When I say joy, me do I say also you look beautiful, Nana. Me do I say a prayer. Into sister wonderful. Let's get started.
So I've been working in the. I just heard you say, so I'm gonna repeat it. Efficacy
Uh-huh.
for the last 10 years.
Okay.
I enjoy what I do a lot. I enjoy a lot. I enjoy meeting people.
Mm-hmm.
There are Ghanaians that are customers because I wouldn't say they're my co-workers. They are customers. There are Nigerians there. There are a lot of African countries that are there, and they're not there because they're getting ready to be deported because of the wrong things they do. I have a question. So when we say big house, now that somebody said that, right? What do people think is being done in there? Just a little synopsis. If anybody know one or two things,
Okay,
what do you think in your what do you
yes,
think is being
sister.
done in there?
Yeah, yes, sister, wonderful. The amaye nyina say, if you can see ya, ye ka ho asem no, eno nye if you can see ya, ye de ye nkrata asem kɔ hɔ. We de if you can see a wudi bɔne a, ye chechi amanfo de omo kɔ hɔ no. I bra o to ask her, I see you, I see you. Or say enoma be sa na de amanfo kɔ ɛhɔ. Enoma be sa na de ye be kɔ big house. I Peggy say restrictions. Okay. Restrictions.
True.
Baby.
That's true.
And woman,
That's true.
maybe a sharp left and so can one obi koye bibi sa so a ebitimi de ba.
Yes.
One type on a yanko.
Yes. So while they typing, I
Okay,
will read.
boundary.
I will tell a little bit. So most of us know
Okay.
being in the efficacy is used for people from minor
Yeah.
violations, just like you say, shoplifting, fighting on the streets,
Mm-hmm.
to actually oku obi, like you know.
And I
So,
said, it's a wonderful. What teaching pa?
oh, I was doing my homework.
Oh, cool. But yeah, you've been doing it, and I mean, kudos to you, sis. You're doing good. I don't know. Okay, I have said yes. Oh, yes, smart. Do you see all the answers coming? Wow, I'm
Yes,
so proud of you
yes.
guys. Kudos. Woo!
So, the one that start with a J, not a P.
Okay. Uh-huh.
I can type it if you want.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
no, right, is mainly
Yo.
used for individuals who are sentenced to 1 year or less. But since COVID, most people been sitting for 2 years, 3 years because the courts are not moving the way they're supposed to.
Okay.
One fun fact that I could definitely share here, I know people don't know this. The US have, in the United States, we have the highest incarcerating rate in the
Hey.
world.
Wow.
As of 2022, in the US alone, we have 2,850 efficacy. Yes,
Hey.
we do. In
Wow.
United States alone. Yes. And I want people to be aware that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyone that's in the efficacy, they have done something, whether by association, by a mistake, or they actually did what they were arrested for. So don't let people fool you and say, I didn't do anything because tuntum na ya chime. No, they did something. They did something, either by association, by actually doing something, or really did something and they were caught doing it. Nowadays there are cameras everywhere.
Everywhere. Okay.
As Africans, we need to be very, very careful who we associate ourselves with. I'm gonna get into it from being arrested to what happened, but I want to share this. As Africans, we need to be extremely careful. We need to be aware who our friends are. We need to know whose house we going to. We need to know whose car we're sitting in. If we have children, we need to know their friends. We need to know their friends' home, their friends' parents. You can't tell me that because you're African, your children only have African friends. And we know that's not true. If they're born in the States, or even if they're living in the States, most of them, they not only go to school with Africans, they go to school with different background people. Children, when they get to the teenage years, they want to hang around friends' house. We need to educate ourselves and our children. So I just want
All right.
to put that out there.
Sister Wonderful, give me a second.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, let me try to get in my Ghanaian moment. Ebusuafo, hey, dear Sister Wonderful, Abeka Chay, and they say, Mema, or say or no, or Babe Chay, say, ye wo jail and casa, jail a hono, and no, a hono, usually America has say, no. oba only for 1 year, but because COVID ne eba ye ne ntino, ama ebi wo ho be 2 years because call system na you slow nti ye ntimi ebi a endi wo mastem emo mu move on. But osebe ma obi an kan kire o se ya cheme de makọ yije wo ho for no reason man kwa nko ye bibia obi ansa no so obeba sa ekuro ne so no sa fi kese ekuro na ye moso a ye Ghana for de ye suro ye ho ye mpese ye beko me maame wo ye wo se ada me metese ye so akọ o frame ya na ka je se me no English o me ma ho kra ne aba ba chi me bi enti ye ho ye baabi a ye Ghana for no ye mpese ye beka ho asem kra. But yes sister wonderful ama ye hu se Ghana for wo ho Nigeria for wo ho obia wo ho na wo busa ye se ye nim ye ma enamfofo because to de bi o se o ya ye Ghana for ide ye ma ne na enfofo nyina ye Ghana for o mu ni obia but ye ma no o mu wo namfofo and sometimes wrong and amfosem etimi de ye bepie efikase mu ho enti sister wonderful ye nto aso.
Thank you. You are really on point. To go on, right? When somebody get arrested, sometimes you hear that they get arrested on a Friday, they get released the same day. Fun fact, in New Jersey, 3 years ago, they stopped bail. So there is no bail in New Jersey. So, like somebody commit a crime in New York, somebody might go pay their bail, $1,000, $2,000, whatever it is, and they can go home and they fight their case from the streets. In some states, and I know for sure in New Jersey, we don't have no more bail. 10 years I've been working. A few times, a few years ago, people were able to bail their families out and they go home. But now there's no bail. So if a person get arrested, if their charge is just shoplifting, and shoplifting, you can sit for 3 or 4 weeks. It's not you go and you just go home. No,
Only
you have
for
to
shoplifting for 2 to 3 weeks. Why? What did they steal?
It depends on what they stole. If you in Target, you stole items that are up to let's say $1,000, you're gonna sit longer. I know a lady that was arrested in, I forgot the name of the store, Super Fresh or something, whatever it's called. She was stealing oxtail. Would you believe people actually steal oxtail? In packet. Sometimes you go to the butcher and they cut it up. So she asked to, I guess, get a pound. I don't know how many pounds, but it was a big bag. And she was walking outside with the oxtail. And right by the door, they did arrest. And the sign say, if you get arrested, it will be prosecuted. Some stores says that. And some stores will really push and go to court for that.
Wow.
That lady, because she's in New Jersey, and the oxtail that she stole, they say was close to almost $450. She was sitting for 4 weeks before she even went to court. Because if there are cases before you, if the judge is not feeling it, and also it goes with a person's criminal history. So if somebody's constantly shoplifting, have either possession of pew weapons, possession of drugs, you're gonna sit longer than somebody who just the first time stole, let's say, candy. Candy bar, most people don't get arrested for that. But there are cameras, they're watching you, so don't do it. So yes, for shoplifting, people will sit for a while. One thing that people said the longest people don't believe is domestic violence and domestic abuse. People think they can beat their wives or they can beat their husbands. They don't play with that at all. Automatically, if you get arrested for domestic violence or aggravated assault, that's 6 weeks automatic. You have to sit for 6 weeks. Because in the past, maybe 5 years ago, a judge released a man that was beating a wife, and the man went home, oh, I won't do it no more, judge, I'm sorry, and actually killed on alive, the wife. So now they take it very, very seriously. You can't just walk back home. You're going to sit 6 weeks before any judge or any lawyer come talk to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Ebusuafo de ye sister wonderful wa ba be cheche mu no osomo amobu mu kununum no Ghana for man ni bi amobu mu kununum a eja me mo ya no mo de ahwe mo ho koso mo ntimi nkoka ene ye nua mema no ma osemo bo mo ye no mo nso no ye de wa asem ekoko a ansa kra na ye be fra wadi wa asem no agese watena ho ache because omo emre bi etwe mo mu ye bi ema obi be kan ye o ma hyeda ma anye we ma ye ma ne koye asempa ama o ma ye hu ye eno ma different so a bone a ebi a wukodi a how long I will bet or say ask still. Hey, when you say oh fabi be or say oh pedi oh be fa oh fa for the mood do na ye de okwa when we see the work because okwa kofa bibi ketua a obekwa akot na ho no eye asem yo sister wonderful yentu aso
Okay. So now let's get to the nitty gritty. So when somebody get arrested, let's say somebody had pew pew in their car, right?
me
If
promacho
you in the
you
car,
na moti ase sister wonderful me pacho oka enam say yentimi mo ade no din ade a ye di kunkum amanfo yi bie say obi wo bi e wo ne ho a etuo
that's
medase
it. That's it. Yeah. So if somebody have that in their car, let's say 18-year-old have in their car and they have their friends in the car. The moment the officer stop you, if it's unregistered, because you can't have registered, but in New Jersey, you cannot drive with pew pew in your car, whether registered or not. You cannot. So if it's in the car and there's 4 people in the car, everybody get arrested for them.
are
Unless,
you
you're
serious
17.
are
Yes.
you serious
I'm very serious, 100%. My kids don't get in nobody's car. Absolutely not. If they're in
wow
Jamaica, I'm going to pick them up because you don't know what people have in their cars. You don't. And if I get in your car, I'll ask you, do you have drugs or do you have pew in your car? People laugh about it, but I don't want to be in my job. I get locked up 8 hours a day, every single day before I come home.
so you can
And
still get up even if you are innocent that you know nothing about that your friend had a tour on them you will still get arrested is that
most
correct
people would say it's not mine. Most young adults, they'll say it's not mine, but they will not disclose whose it is. So if 4 boys, let's say, I'll give boys for example, because the boys are the ones that get arrested with that mostly. 4
right
boys in the car, all 17, 18-year-olds. It's not mine, it's not mine, it's not mine. We have children. You know how children, who made this mess? I didn't do it, I didn't do it. So if all 4 people deny that they don't know who's the pew pew is, all 4 people get handcuffed and brought to the prison.
Yeah.
Yes. If
Yeah.
they say is for Kwame, then they still get arrested but not processed. And
Yeah.
then they will put it on Kwame.
okay
The car is not going home. It will go to the impound. So if somebody's in your car or you go into somebody's car, me personally, I say ask your friends because we know our friends, but do we really know our friends?
right
No, we don't. We don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sister
So you ask
wonderful. Wait
people.
there. Hold on, mommy. Now, a honey important point. What's a me back tree? Muna chese. Ye nyina no ye timi huni ye. Hey, and you know, and
Yeah.
then you are Jimmy Sam. Yes,
Um,
sister wonderful. Or say ye ne even ye penny for ye ne ye manami. Or say yes. Abanya or ma ebimo eho kwan se wo mu betimi enya etuo ewo mu ho na etuo no wo bia untimi mfa ose care mu entimi enwo care mu na me fa ne say bia Jerome ababe mame ride no ne me ekọ baabi na ya peki DTM mo eni adofo mo ne eteke anim ebia ye nim se DTM ana Jerome etuo wo ne ho ba se at the moment eyi enkrofo yi begina yen ye papa nom police fo yi begina yen a omu behu se etuo ewo ye mu baako eho no ebia na wo kura wuni mu ose ansa kura na yebema yeja ya mayako ye de nyina yebekọ na ye de
yeah.
yekọ a yakọ akototo ya no asem na ye hu ba bia ewo na kaa no omo chese kaa na ankasa no yasa me yatam kaa no edekọ nti se wo se ye hwe bibi ye o ma ya ye mo mo ride ne ye hwe no ma ye mate se ye nua be ma bi ayem mi udi no mi hu bi eto me hu
If I
se
try cramper.
my grandpa mate se won so wo se
Yeah.
ampa
Me or Massachusetts, and then I happen to jump on this a lot.
okay okay
The bia me can say, o car no, if be the front cabin no, baby a driver no wote no.
okay
Baby a driver no wote any baby a wote animo no. The one adjacent to the driver, passenger na wote driver no nkyɛn mu hɔ no. Wɔn say ɛhɔ circular yi na ɛwɔ hɔ no. Ɛhɔ yɛ mu immediate environment. Policefoɔ no hu sɛ ɛhɔ yɛ a plane and because I a cockpit. Eti die esi wo ho bia no se a cockpit se o ye pilot and ke ho no o ye responsible. And our passenger o te won chen no se o ye yinso a on so ono na eboa wo. Eti die ekoso wo side bia no koso o passenger side. Enti yemfa ne se wo te ho wonom nsa but the o te won chen na onom nsa arguably no they think say the oil or one Chinese biano it me affect one so out to the other side no.
Okay.
What I say? It is a so now you drive an old driver. No pan so one sour car no omu now na jinana ejina no ensa no any wo side on no monsa but the hotel side no on na no monsa na it is assumed say ye ni pay no to won chen betimi an influence o meboa se but se ensanet e wo back seat na chi enansa na ye tua so enansa no ye mie so nansa no ye nom ya ohun son ufa ho dwane nemum de oto won chen na nom nsa ne bi ena oto won chen a it is assumed say obetimi an influence ma won so no wa nom bi. Aha, ti ya yenye careful nti se eye etuo se eye ade bia emra ebra. Ye gina me several times etuo me car mu but me na me twi car no me nkete etuo me na me twi car no adwembone ni mitim and they look at distance with say intent ne sen obi gina wo ma otwe etuo. And it goes with history. Etodo bia yankofo no ya ye wo history bebre say watwe bi pen nto betimi atwe bi nde.
Okay.
What I say?
Me abema.
Aha, obi wa ye say watwe bi pen. Na me Northborough nipa ye gina na enyamia. Na eyobi foforo ye hwehwe do and the idea was that watwe two pen nto betimi atwe bi nenso. Nti Ghana de wona ya aban usha na aban ne aban no watwam na okọ aha no police for car na enenam ye nchen etwam wo ye nchen aso etwam wo nchen e wo cameras bebre e wo scanners bebre nti escanner wo plate no ope wo mpew eto de bia ye consent but escanner wo plate no escanner eyi oniama a waye but the mama can we ma atiefo bi obi a wotie me ntia se say
Yeah, my sister wonderful abana we experience and so no mema wa be mama o background because it seems say oh a hot field and
oh yeah.
Oh okay.
Police in the catch them escane and mostly in kofa ye fi abibima mu aba no escane a omo red lights omo lights binum wo ho. Say a show red not just it was here stop we have to pull you over.
One more care nim.
Our police for ne care no.
Okay.
Eti o ya fa ne say wo twam na wo number plate no etwam wo mo de enim ti they scan all plate no enya any fault of theirs. Because they are crime stoppers also mo hu de eko. Eti no oma bedo mostly profiles of obia ne nyama oye nti yemfa ne say Charlie utwam no obone bia odi ne last year as scanning omo computers and omo computers omo car no.
Okay.
Say enye major offense omo be mo atwam. Ebi wo ha as simple as or exercise tax no excise tax untua ebi wo as simple as bond nyama nketenkete bi awaye but you will be one time I got stopped because na mintua me child support
Okay.
for 3 months. Eti ogina me no na eyi odi gina me nyina ne say o de child support when tua ye de yi ebeto
program ha wo ha mami.
ai one could tua ye de yi beto driver license no so obi be chew. And another time I got stopped me say me boni am aye ne saying or say o excise tax in a Lemonster na me o Lemonster a twem na am so mini Lemonster bi wo me o Worcester and I say oh then you have to update the system because say so more charge you from Lemonster there no.
Okay.
It is some nyaman keten and when they scan they say it ebi wa house your police who me we twem otwemu because oboni a wadi na enye arrestable offense nti no otwemu so oboni a wadi no emu edura otwemu a ne scanner ne peke on o plate number na no is it sends way to computer and so they put on the siren and they stop you.
Me da se me nua be ma sister wonderful entoa so a woman also experience na ye ma waba or menya krampa anka me no be kasa na chese won so aba be ye that side no and ne de or the ye ko jail emu no me patcho sister wonderful
Nana Pacho, before Sister Wonderful bet was no. What if my fro Madam for car, yeah, for team? There's a gun inside, whether licensed or not. I have no idea. I didn't know. But
why
but me were license and as a permit. Say me to me a crabby. But me na me cra to no. Not an police for a stop for whatever reason. No mushroom not two or more. Me na me war license or permit to carry one, but be the and share me one. Still, your best one me akubiana.
sister wonderful so what in the question I say
Yes.
okay.
Yes, they will still take you simply because they need to do ballistics on the pew because most people that carry, again, in New Jersey, you don't have the permission to just drive around with your pew because some people have bodies on the pew. When I say that, it's a obi kum obi
Yeah.
with that pew. So they don't know that at that second. So you will be taken in as well. And then if you say, oh, it's not for me, it's for that guy. Most people don't disclose that, especially the young adults. And older people too. They have this mindset that we don't want to be snitches.
Yeah.
Me, I say I'm a snitch because where I work, and I'm proud to be. I will tell on my own child if I have to, because I am not going to the big house for nobody. I would not. I'm there 8 hours a day. I know what goes on in there. Being 8 hours, you hear gates closing, boom, bam, boom, bam. Bells going on, fights going on. I don't want to be part of it. I don't want to be. And I know it sounds silly, but yes, I will tell on my own family because I don't want to be part of it. But most people, their mentality is, oh no, I don't want to be seen that I tell. No, I'll tell. I will tell.
Because you know what happens to snitches, right? You know what's happened.
Snitches get freedom. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
Freedom. Okay.
Guess what?
They
I'm
get
not,
freedom.
nah.
We are told snitches get stitches, but no, snitches get freedom.
Nana, I promise you, I see the life. For 10 years, I've seen it. I've seen people in and out. Some people go a month later, they back. I don't want to be there. I see the food that they eat, and I'll get into that. I'm not, no, I will tell. I will tell on my neighbor. Yes. So I try not to keep too many friends because the less I know about you, the better for me. Because if I do know, I'm going to tell on you. Yes, ma'am. I'm not going to the big house with nobody. Absolutely not. And I let my children, my sisters, children, all my family members, I let them know, do the right thing. Because like you said before, you said your family, if any of my family members get put in the big house, I will not put a penny for them. I will not visit them. Because guess what? They get 3 meals a day. I see it. I'm there. I see what they eat. They don't need nobody sending money to them. They feed them 3 times a day. They got heat, they got cold, they got water, they got soaps to wash their bodies. Let them learn their lesson. When they come home, they won't do it again.
Yeah.
One thing that I really want to share, everyone needs to guide their ID, their identity. People tend to, like this man was asking before in the car, you in the car, the big people stop you and they will give somebody else's name. This is again, I'm coming back to teenagers, young adults. They might say, my son might be a good kid in school. So, oh, my name is John Smith. They know John Smith is a good kid. but they don't know that John Smith have a warrant. So now you giving somebody's name that you have no idea they have a warrant. So now they pick you up as John Smith.
Yep.
So you in the big house as John Smith, but your name is really Matthew, whatever. So I tell kids, please don't give your full name to people. Most of the time, just do letters. Do junior or senior or social security number. Definitely, you don't give your social security number to nobody. If you are a young adult, even as adults, walk with your ID. There is no reason why 35-year-olds, if you don't have a driver's license, have a state ID. That will save you a whole lot of headache. Instead of you walking around thinking, I'm invisible, nothing can happen to me. If a situation comes, and I promise you, I'm not trying to put fear in nobody. This is something that we need to know. Police is not our enemy. They are not our enemies. So please don't put that in your mind. They can help us. Yes, there are some bad police officers, we know that, but there are some great police officers as well, because I work with some of them, and I will never talk bad about them. So let's not be afraid. Let's do the right thing. And if you want to explain this, then I can go to the when people get arrested, what happened.
All right.
The process.
Wonderful. Give me a second. Give me a minute, and let me try to dive into this. It's here for any idea what can I say? It was so be no ye bought ye din ho ban. Na ye bought ye idea ye de mema ye no. It was say ye bought ho e ban. Sister Wonderful kasa no. And I'm say ye jumedi me pamacho montapo na mon gifting so Mr. Mo sister Wonderful mon chen mon shower na with roses because yeah dear epan all kind of chain my adwene besi so say ene ye no ma sebi manima ni die mu ya na ye de ye no ma e ma amanfo koye ye adwuma ene e wo se ye hwe no ma bi ye pa ansa na ebia wo de wo no ma be ma obi no hunipa no ena yen so ye kwadwe di amanfo de ne wo se ye ahweye because se wo kwadwe obi bi ne dipa no ebia owo suban boni bia koso na enye obi a na bebie mama wo hu na se bia ye kochew na akobo se nipa ne dia na che se wo na ye do beko efikasie mu ho enti no ye nye very careful pano se ye ntu ye manefo enso se ne be ya omuni omunamfofo di agro omunamfofo ni nya wo mu details bebre esa but sister Wonderful can say na ebe meeting say ye ko school ye die ye namfofo nyina nim ye full name because e bi oha professors ne ba omo take attendance omo bo ye din but say ye ma ye identity ehunhia ye mbo ye din eho ban ye ne ye IDs no ye ma ehunhia ye pa sister Wonderful me patrado for obi o question so far and normal wabobo sui obi o question a obebusa no because afi obaba mbe movie on ababa che say akrampo no ye chewa process be na wo befem ama ye de wakọ eyi na Ghana ye ni jail no ye ni de ye ka no e wo Ghana ho obi ma ye din ye de be ma no so Wonderful me say oh yeah dear thank you so much
Your friend any duafie.
Any duafie
Aye.
Any duafie I will be able to start questions so say what about ID for kids and crowd I'm not sure say be a student ID but me not sure say and cry ma wo mu state ID Sister
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Oh, you can for kids?
Yes. My son was 10 years old. At 10 years old, I don't think 6 they can do. 10 years old, my son, you go to your county and you can, you as a mom or dad, you present yourself and you have to show that you, the parent, proof of ID, that your address, and they will make one for your child. Yes.
Yeah.
And they have like whatever state it is, it's 6 on it. And it's good for, I think, 5 years. So from 10 to 15, and after 15, you can get a new one. Because I know for a fact, my younger son, I got him one when we're going to Canada. Then they needed a passport too. So I had to get his passport. Yeah.
Right.
And sorry. But
So,
mekan will trim.
Okay, Sister Wonderful, 1 second. He want to add just a little bit to it. I'm sorry. Me pacho ye.
Yeah, mekan will trim.
Okay.
And it will be strictly tree.
Me pacho ya te.
The little person chemo chair or TF4, it's okay.
Okay.
So Obia ba sisi and find say oba enche na ne oni niama
Okay.
ebia oba en wenye obi niama ode nante sisi ono ankasa niama anya ka chen say ansa ono ane niama besei no tio ansa ono ane niama ankasa ode ba ne besei no onko efficacy social security deɛ ɛyɛ amanfoɔ ɛntaa nyɛ no okɔfi kɛseɛ mu a wosɛ opɛ krataa bi ɛfrɛ ne krataa denial krataa
Aye.
amanfoɔ ntaa nyɛ oba sɛ wodeɛ no sɛ wobɛsɛe no sɛ wobɛsia akɔ okurom mu sɛ dɛn kofi kɛseɛ mu kɔ a wosɛ opɛ krataa yɛyi miama denial ayi no kɔgye sɛ wo nsa ka saa krataa no a wobɛtumi anya deɛ yɛde tɔ nsa ubetimi anya de etimi di etwi efrane sentrono kudol ayi ka ubetimi anya de utimi de nante na wa wudin wo so obi de kra na ebia ode bok pakpakpa kra na wa ubetimi anya wo de a udin wo so no na ifra bam na yenuanu bebre wo ha ya omo ni kan enwene no ho enti anse na wo de ni bedi kan asai no oba kwa abemu okwa oso ope de kire se ya mami nkontomire ya mami bi me qualify for nkontomire so o nya yi for nkontomire aye wode ye de ma o se me pe no bi ye de no ma wa utime de de twi aha utimi nya de de tonsa utimi nya de ye de nante
de mi nua be mo de koton sakra ye den e ho
no je no sha wo ho because eno kire se ayi state na wo mu no wo bibi a e kire wo se wo nso no waba bedru na ya ye nuanu mu obi wa oba o si o me de ma ba me de obi de na be nante ntimi hie no je no sha wo ho
me pacho ma me ba na wa chire mu se ne be ya sister wonderful please keep hanging on but when so hu hia entimi nua be ma de wo pa che ne se me maba po no ha sei me ba ye no me ni me no ma but me nua bi adom me ama me bi a me de ye adwuma nko ba bi a ye kogege number no wo kwa number eboa wo ma ekrom ha sei hu se wo wa ha no
onse bebre na ya omoba o de no wadi kan dia ba be wuramu ebedi be bosome ba ko me enu me ansa asai eti meme se obi ba na obesua me so na okase o maba no de me de ba se me betwa bosome me ansa nan na yi a me kase o se na obekọ no wasen aba ya bi so mo sa question se obekọ asen aba na wo se wo de no
ya you know aba de a me ma na se no
aha obi wa osi o me ma ba no ya de a me ko bio me se no na ma ye adwuma na matimi asen a kekere ne foforo na matimi anya hade no obi so wa osi o mekọ because me ma wo fo mienu ni nyina na omobakọ de bia ansa na me ye ahade tenten na amom eti bisa no se onko ma na o se na tenamu agede a na wa ma na ya awe se de tie nie ansa na ebe sei no ansa na ebe jija kora no fako RMV oko RMV ho na omo okrata bi wo ho o hyehyɛ so a
mi nua be ma me tro wudin ato ho na because wo information to me so me contact o na eye rade pa minim o schedule na nka yemfa wo mra ene ye da ben Sunday ka Tuesday nyame pa wo availability to say na nka yemfa wo mra because information pa why
it is a yenuano no ma ba na omo de na enya nsɛ na ansa na ebe sɛ ntimi o tie o ba na unim say o ba be say no because we would me nya de a wo sen akokuru enti ansa na ebe say no di kan je sa nyama we ehye wo ho
Okay.
Answer na ebe say no we di kan akọ emrem okọ emrem a o se ayi de yedidi na me no moma me baako okọ emra kesie mu efikesie mu a o se baako bi wo ha ayi omo a ye ntimi ma omo nkontombere no de de ma omo no moma me baako eye emra krum ha mra kire se wo se ye de ma ni atwe bi de ama wo se oni ye ma nkontombere enyeye.
Okay.
Eti ye de ma otie
yes sister into us no such no be kwa adwuma into o ma me time.
Nana 1 minute. Mr. Krampa ni oka ni sisi ano. Onya ni simple. Se ube se no, se un se no. Once embrama ukwan se ubenya yen number CB no. Utumi kwakwaji. Se ne ebe ya ubetumi di akwaji ni a ubetumi etwika. Eno no, se ube se no, se un se no, utumi kofie ba ni ade na ba utwika na ewa udi munya nyama bi a wonya ada.
And chief, me pese say information ye nua be ma no one very good unti me pese me share that man day na se be ya yen rush no na wotimi aba be cheche ya ba be bobo no ma se no obi busa say I am grandpa or say asemi Europe asem na American asem na
the America de na ye ka
na mpacho so oka mesem ye nua no ma mo type no bibia eye fikesie masem ya na ya cheche ye nkrofo ya ma afo mehu mema no brofo no type a any I just say udi chief fra menka you so obi atro so ye de udi wa de ma obi ye adwuma enye papa ha ye sere mo mema enye kosie nyina ye hia each other e de aboaboa ye ho nti ye nso ya ye type a ye comment no say you fikesie mu nsem a mesere mo na ya hwe ho ye sister wonderful please continue on for us.
Yeah,
All right.
Mr. Wo, me interest Sister Wonderful mo 1 second, right?
Okay.
Now me feel so me ba ejuma obi call of nurse back call of into emergency tin say mba surgical unit. Tinti na yanyo we no. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday me were 3 days vacation. Emu de here na wo ba no Tuesday ana.
I Tuesday.
Okay.
Papa winter there be wo topic ne de be ma man for call out into for Thursday. Me no be kasa back door.
Okay. Yeah, better
Send you
Sabando.
message
Okay.
why. Na
Mpacho,
ajo
mpacho.
number na I
Mpacho.
intimidate Thursday be ma.
Okay. Into sister mpacho to us. So, until me feel so meet you wa each.
Yo, and there ya be pon no be crying. Sister wonderful. Let's go sis. I'm so sorry. You know how we
It's,
do it over here.
trust me, we are all learning. There are certain things that he was saying I didn't understand, but it seems like it's very interesting. So
Right.
I appreciate him what he was saying. So when people get arrested, right?
Says yeah, if I coffee kesie mu bo ya yeah,
If you can see him, yes. So it's either one or two things will happen. If they have a, let's say, extensive criminal history, they will either hold them in custody or they will get released with a summons and they have to come back to court. Let's say it's an 18-year-old that never been arrested and they got arrested for jaywalking. You know, sometimes they give tickets for that and they get arrested for that, or they were fighting or they had a stolen bike or something. And they come and they just say, okay, this is your first time. Just go home, come to court in a month. Most of the time it's like 30 days advance. That's how people go to court. But if you do get arrested and you are committed to the building, the big house, the first thing they do is they have to process you. You know, anybody that get in my building, not my building, the big house, they get processed. The processing basically is they take your mug shot. You know how we see it on internet or we hear about it. You get fingerprinted. So now you in the system.
Okay.
The first thing they do those things. You get tested for TB.
Oh,
Up to now,
really?
I don't know why they do that. And if you show signs of it, or most of the time they just assume you need that testing. Simple because people do hurt people, and if you can see them, they do. So and there's a lot of metal stuff in the building. So if you refuse the TB shot, you get put into quarantine.
Hey.
Yes. So quarantine, not in a good way. Like you go to basically lock down. They lock you down for 7 days, and they'll ask you again, do you want to TB? If you have a big case, of course. we know you're not going home in a week, so you're gonna be sitting in quarantine for a while. Everyone that come in the building also get to sit for 10 to 12 days before I get to meet them. So my job is to do the intake process. But before I even do the paperwork with them, and I have coworkers, not just me. Anyone that walk in that building, think about this. You get 2 white t-shirts, 2 underwear if you're a girl, you get underwear. If you're a boy, you get boxes. And it's all white. Everything is white. It's white, like white. So you can steal somebody's underwear and they don't know the difference. The only thing, maybe the size will be different. So you get 2 white t-shirts, 2 white underwears, 2 socks. You get 1 sheet, 1 blanket, 1 pillowcase, a toothbrush. They are not allowed to use our normal toothbrush. The toothbrush is like, if you look at your thumb, that's the size of toothbrush every inmate get. The size of your thumb. The size of your thumb. That's what you get. So when you're brushing your teeth.
Little. How can
that's why you don't go to VKCM.
Wow.
You get toothpaste. You know the traveling size that they give you in the plane sometimes, or hotels. So you get a little toothpaste like that. You get 2 uniforms, jumper suits. 1 to hang around the jail cell, in the cells, and 1 to go to court with.
Okay, so wonderful. A question came up.
Yes.
Why white? Why white?
I think it's easier to spot them opposed to, imagine somebody have committed a crime and they come in there with Kevin Klein underwear. No, you don't get to wear your underwear. You get stripped. Oh, I forgot to. Let me tell you this part. So before they give you all that outfits, you get stripped naked. Like I'm talking about from head to toe. Whatever you came with, it goes in a bag, seal in a storage. That's it. Your name goes on, and when you get released, you get it back.
Even your own underwear and bra.
Your bra, your underwear, your socks, your shoe, your if you're married. So most of the time, if it's only like a gold band or white band, if it's diamond, you can't have your diamond in there. You can't have your watch. You can't have your earrings. If your head is braided, they leave the braids. But if you have, let's say, clips on your hair, that comes out. If you have piercing in your tongue, if you have piercing in your belly, all those navel stuff, your nipple, whatever, everything come off. You get a shower right away and you get inspected from head to toe. Inspection, I'm talking about butt naked, you squat down and you cough because people do carry drugs into the jail in the cavities, And cavities, I'm talking about swallowing in their female parts, the men and the buttocks. So you have to squat and cough. If something falls out, you get a charge for that because now you bring a possession of drugs to the jail.
There be Sister Wonderful. Wait there, my main fan call. Give me a second. I mean, from Raya, because the walk no just a Jimmy Sim. Sister Wonderful. Maya who say yachi no ye de yako if you can see him. Wunya drew one u freedom dear nini na ko. Say no see a bit try picture. You try a picture umbe with TB test and making sure say wuni yare bi ewo ho ade beba bestra omo ebi wo a ebi ye stubborn enti no me refuse o so refuse a ye do betena baabi ahwe kakra make sure say bibia ni ho ansa na ebi o ma proceed no say omu wi a ye ma wo entare enti say hu hia say ye kwa ye be hyehye ye ho e ho kra say ye nya ready okwa ye ma wo underwear ye ma wo toothbrush ye ma wo yi shirt na oya oba mebu sante ye be ma brown so a o se bibia ye white na ye de amount ye de ma wo wi a ne amo akodware nti umpe dware a hone that day de be mo dware wo ho udware wi a na ya ma wo ya baba be hwehwe wo ho ameki sure ese won hide bibia no say oya oba de ye ma wo ye ne se wo be born hu naked na webu nkotode Sister Wonderful can be imagine bibi webu nkotode te say wo squatty wo bibi so no no ya mo abowa because amount for the normal ekohyehyɛ wo mu baabi enti ya ma abowa na normal saa wo ho a na ayi apie na wo se nyame anya wadom na wo bibi ehye wo ho na akọbọ wa na yiba dia na chese yesa de extra charge ekro e ba be ka wo ho enti no ye Ghana fo yi eni die ma ye mo mpa ye se obi be kọ saa wo ha oni but o ma ye hu se ne be ya ye kọ a ye mu bi wo ho a ye ha adwene afi ne ye kọ ye ho e na menye e na me ye Kristo ni na me ma obi mehwe mi kuna de e ho ne de udru ha obi foforo be hwe me pacho sister wonderful ye nto aso.
I'm so happy you said that. When you get to the jail, there's no husband or wife there. They don't care if you the Pope that came in there. You get the same treatment. I'm letting you know right now. You get the same treatment. Somebody said they were a correction nurse for a month, and it was very unpleasant. I do agree, but after a few years, you become numb to the job. It's not like you don't care. You become numb. There are some people that you meet, you feel really, really bad for them because they have no clue what's going on. And there are some people you meet, like, yeah, they need to be locked up. Like you can tell they need to be just in there. But they do the females, they get sports bra. You don't get bra with the hooks in the back. So if you are double D, triple D, you get sports bra. Everybody get 2 white sports bras. So it might be extra large or 2X sports bra. And the females get pink jumpsuits, and most of the male get orange. It depends on the county they in. It could be orange and green, orange or green jumpsuits. When you go to court, of course, you get to wear the cleaner one, not the dirty one. You get sneakers with Velcros on it, no strings. You cannot have, let's say you have Jordans, your Jordans get to put in your property. You don't walk around with Jordans. So everybody is wearing either all white sneakers or all black sneakers. You get slippers, and the slippers, they call it bobos. So everybody got bobos. While you in there, you get to wear slippers at all times, because once they start putting on their sneakers, that means either there's going to be a fight going on. So then we have to keep an eye on those people walking around with, if you don't have a lawyer's visit or you don't have a group to attend, you don't need to wear sneakers. You wear slippers with your socks. You get your clothes washed once a week. They do have washing machine and dryer, but they have the inmates working for that, doing that work. Your blanket get changed, I think it's every 3 months. So you use the same blanket, but it get washed. So let's say it's destroyed or whatever. They change it for you every 3 months. If you destroy any of these properties I'm talking about, some people will rip their blankets because it's too cold, so they want to tie it around their head. You get charged to get paid for. You have to pay for that. So if it's $50, they put it on your tab. Let's say the person's family send them $100. They'll take that $50 out first before you get your, out of 50, because you destroy a property, the jail's property. Wow. So people tend not to destroy the blankets or the sheets, or the mats, because also you get one mat. You don't sleep by yourself unless you are, deemed like very dangerous. Every cell have 2 people. If you are in the dorms, the dorms are people who have minor or medium crimes. The dorms carry 60 people, per dorm. Imagine bunk beds up and down, 60 men in the same place. You share the same bathroom, the same toilet, the same sinks. I think it's 3 or 4 sinks in there. Again, I'm not saying this to talk bad about the place I work at, but this is what's going on. So you have your freedom. You home with your family. You go to your refrigerator whenever you want. You eat whatever you want. Like we sit on TikTok right now. Nobody can tell us what to do. Over there at 10 o'clock, lights goes out. Phone gets turned off. You don't have that law anymore. So we need to protect ourselves out here. Wow. Don't fall into the nonsense that because my duffel, and you go to somebody's house or somebody's car, or you go start a fight just to get locked out. Locked up. You don't want that. You don't want that. We got to protect ourselves. Right. Yeah. So moving on, right? A lot of people believe that because we are Africans, they just arresting Africans. Yes, ma'am.
Obi or questioner, other 4, sister, wonderful says, me pacho obi kasa. Wama ye hu says ya ye chewa ye de yako ye wo mu says ya wama ye hu. Enoma e womba o se de hu hia pa ne se won kɔ hɔ ebi ebufuo why so depressed na won kosei ehofo no mu no ma de wo be sei ni bia no ebeye bill a ebeda ho nti ebi ase wabusuafo esende wo ska ansa ne ska ne kra be ka won sa no ye bete saa eka no efri mu sister wonderful ansa na wo beto aso no fa ye ko yaba ho ye duane ye Africans we eat fufu we eat bento and tilapia we like our jollof rice.
Laughing, this is serious. Please stop laughing. I'm trying to learn.
Me patro why na ka say?
Sorry.
Okay, sister wonderful me patro ho no ye aduane no say na wo mo ye no wo ho ye ma ye fele form e na ye aduane no me so bra ho ma ye.
So we Ghanaians and we Africans, we love African food. We like our cake and the rice and the jollof rice and the whatever you just said, everything that you said, okra stew and whatever, right? You don't get that in the big house. What are you talking? Who's cooking for you? Your mom is not bringing food to you. And I'm laughing, but you know what? Let me be serious. You don't get no African food at all. Nobody can bring food to you. Breakfast, you might get, this is what the typical breakfast is consist of.
Okay.
2 little link sausages, dry cereal, milk, and
You can
that's
have
it.
my 2 little link sausages.
What are you talking about? That man is saying something, I don't know. Or you can have eggs. You know, sometimes they'll give you scrambled eggs, but it's like, it's not even 2 pieces of eggs, like powdered eggs, and they'll mix it for you. You know, eggs, oatmeal or farina, 1 slice of bread. Sometimes you might get butter, sometimes you might get jelly. But you get breakfast. For lunch, it might be a sandwich. 3 times a week they eat chicken, you know. So it could be I think it's Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Chicken. You get 1 piece of chicken. You're not getting the whole chicken. They don't usually get pasta or even rice. But there is commissary. So
Ye be huna mani o. Rice no
no, they
rice
don't.
and stew.
But you can't get no rice and stew. What are you talking about? No rice and stew. You can buy rice from the commissary. So there is a store that they make for the inmates, right? It's online store. Every inmate receive a tablet once you come in there as well. So with the underwear and all that stuff, you get a tablet. The
Obi si
tablet.
America jail ede. Me hu say ni anu mo obi si ye ya kwa Ghana ho. Si ebe ma tablet wow. To
Well, the
us.
tablet, if you destroy it, you have to pay $250 for the tablet because some people destroy it. So on the tablet, all your family, you can email your family. They can send you money on there, and then you can listen to music on there. And then on the same tablet, you can order your commissary. So commissary is like going to, I'll just make an example, like a dollar store, even let's say a ShopRite, right? So something that you buy in ShopRite, you can buy rice. So it's parboiled rice. So it's like pre-boiled because you can't, there's no stove for you to cook it on there. So it's pre-cooked in a sachet. You can buy rice. So let's say 1 cup is in it. If you want to buy 10 of them, if you have money, you buy it. You might buy that rice outside for, let's say, $1.50. In the big house, it's $3 or $4 for that 1 cup of rice.
I thought it would even be cheaper
No,
over
no,
there.
no, no. It's more expensive. They sell mackerel and they don't have no cans, nothing in the can. Everything is in a Ziploc, but it's sealed. So they'll have mackerel. So most people, this is how they'll cook what you consider jollof rice. They'll buy the 1 cup of rice. They'll buy mackerel. They buy the salsa. So that like tomato paste, but it will be salsa. It's already seasoned for you.
Right.
And they'll buy the cup of noodles, but a dry, not in the cup. It will be like the pack ramen noodles. So they will use that and they call it hookup. And they can mix all that together, put in hot sauce. They do have microwave. It's a communal microwave that they all share. It's bolted down so you can't just take the microwave and hit somebody with it. You use it and the other person use it. They give them 1 bowl. Everybody get 1 little bowl and 1 little cup. If you feel like the bowl is too small, you can order one from commissary, which might be $8 or $10. Most people that don't want to wear the jumpers, they can buy sweatshirts and sweatpants, and it's all the same color, gray. Everybody get the same thing from commissary. It's like $30 to buy that. So that one you can only wear in your inside the dorm or inside the jail cell. You can't walk outside with it. Let's say if you have court or you have to walk to go to group or whatever, because they do go to groups, they can't just walk the sweatshirts outside. You have to be in a uniform. All the inmates have to wear the same. If it's green, everybody wear a green jumpsuit to go outside. You can't just walk around the building with your sweats like you home, like you just chilling. Nah. And most of the time when they being transported from one building to the other, you handcuffed. You can't just walk swinging your hand, la, la, la. And if you're not handcuffed, your hands have to be behind you. You have to walk to the right of this, tight to the right. So everybody walk to the right. Staff will walk left. The inmate will walk to the right.
Oh,
You can't talk to staff, but you can't just start saying, "Hey, wonderful, what's up?" No, 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 you can't do that. Nah, nah. You can wave, you can nod your head, but you can't just yell my name. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't. And we address
wonderful.
them.
Me
Yes.
pacho among for so more questions. Sister Peggy, me pacho now question ye dear bay.
Na mebisa sɛ
Mhm.
ɔmo mfa yɛma family mfa aduane ma no
Mhm.
sika no yɛde brɛ ɔmo ɔmo de yɛ den
Okay,
afei nso
Sister Wonderful.
ɔmo da 1-1 anaasɛ ɔmo da in the group.
Okay, Sister Wonderful. So what's a question there by or say iska say family to me fair aduane emre wo ma aden no mu diska eba dia wo moje. Na rooms ne nso send wo mo ye no minim say wo kan ye say enipa tu bia ewo edan baako, but
Oh,
that's the
okay. Na
question
yɛ
that
nipa
came up.
80 no bia
Mhm.
wate.
Yeah. And most of the cells have two inmates in there.
Okay,
And
what
if
about the
they are
money?
in the
Mhm.
dorm is 60 people per dorm. So everybody sleep on top of each other. Like you have a bunk bed, two people on
Right.
the bunk, one on the bottom, one on top, up to 60 people. So it's 30 bunk beds with 60 people in there. That's the dorms. But the regular cells have two people per cell.
All right.
And
The
family
second
can never
question.
bring food.
Okay, and what about the money? She wants to know what they use the money for.
That's what most of the guys use their money for commissary. So the stuff
Okay.
I'm talking about, buying the rice from the online.
Mm-hmm.
So they do that. And by the way, one thing I forgot to say, people get charged $50 to be admitted to the jail. So if they definitely keeping you, you owe them
Hey,
$50 just to be there.
why ne bet ya?
Your family. And if you don't pay before you get released, you pay before you go. If not, you stay till the $50 is paid. I'm telling you.
Ya cheme no, God forbid, ya cheme da.
In
Ya
Jesus'
cheme
name, no.
no. De na kono, e was said ne family. No afre me ma mi so me to $50 cause ya cheme. Ghana
Yep.
ni. Oh, okay. Yo, Chief, on so a question. Chief, busa question on on to us on my adofo no ma friend na ma ba be join ya. Ye ne ye sister wonderful. Enene oni ye adesua no otitwi e pa be o ka e ya na aye one or way ba bibi aye kan bia wote ase. Ene ono na e ba be kyerɛkyerɛ ye no ma. Wa ye o ye social worker owo ne master's degree wɔyɛ adwuma wɔ jail efikɛseɛ mu hɔ a yɛmpɛse yɛbɛkɔ hɔ nti ɛnɛ wɔkyerɛkyerɛ yɛn ɛno ɔhyɛ aseɛ no ma yɛhu nneɛma bi a woyɛ a ɛde wobɛkɔ hɔ wama yɛhu yɛakye yɛwie yɛde yɛduru hɔ process a yɛbɛfa mu no wakyerɛkyerɛ yɛ ama yɛhu but deɛ ɛstande out ne sɛ hwɛ wei yɛ ɛyi efikɛseɛ mu wɔ so a because yɛmma wama wo ɛyi tablet a wotumi de tie nnwom wo ho biribiara no ɔse ɔmo de bɛma wo ɛno na yɛduru so a ɔgu so a wɔrekyerɛ yɛn nti wo nso wɔ asɛmbusa bi a wopɛ sɛ wobusa no a wobɛtumi aforo aba anaasɛ na wataipo ɛnam sɛ wei yɛ aban mu nsɛm na yɛ discuss no nti no sɛ borɔfo no ɛwɔ sɛ yɛ a na yɛkyeakyea no kakra nti mo taipo a na yɛayɛ ahwɛyie kakra wɔ hɔ chief mepatwa wobusa wo question no na ɔntoa so ma yɛ
All right, thank you. Account na so be the jail the family to me send this car on so. Bank account a woba ya na ebi ama wa wofi jail a wotumi use like ebi a wokɔ college a wohu sɛ etumi create account ma wa wo
right
grant ne student loan dey go. After school you can still use that account no. Is it like
that's a
that?
very good question
They give to people inmate. And a second question.
okay
For family, Eda jail, who kostra no? but wouldn't say their arrest warrant that also.
Mhm.
And what about our family? No? Say a bed you ID. No much family. Should in case arrest warrant that also. Where do one? You better watch the movie and answer it.
Okay. Yo, yeah, that's the pan. Mr. Wonderful. What first
Yes.
question no? Share about account to nim saying that it's no yes set accounts now and I your limit. The second question then so a family visitation and also yeah my
Yes.
emuna obusa say wo warrant that was so now also over papa ho asem ba ha also ye bechi ubi ana.
Okay, the first question about the account. No, it's not like a college account. Your family on the outsides, on the streets, are the ones that have to set it up for you. So if someone get arrested and the family is 68 years old, most of the time you hear this a lot. If they're not computer savvy and they cannot set it up, they screwed. But the person can always come to the jail, and there is like a ATM machine just linked to the jail. So you have to know that person's the either SBI number, which every one of us have SBI number. Only when it come up when you commit a crime. Everybody that is in America, once you enter the country, you get an SBI number, just like social security number, SBI
Right.
number. When you commit a crime, or if you're trying to get a gun permit, you need your pew pew. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying
Yeah,
the big word.
I said two.
Um, a
Wonderful.
tool,
Say it two.
a
Good. You got
tool.
it.
You use the SBI number. So as long as you know the inmate's SBI number, you come to the big house. You put nobody's gonna help you. You, the 65-year-old, is gonna put the number in. Your family member's name will pop up, and then you insert the money, or you can bring a
Cash.
um mostly it's cash,
Okay.
money order, or a check.
All right.
Okay, or you can use your debit card, not credit card. So that account is set up, and no, you can't just use them when you go home. Once the person get released, and they say they pay all their fines, whatever, and there's $3 in it, they don't give it to you that same day. You go home and come back the next business day. So let's say somebody get a release on a Saturday. You don't get your money. If you have $3,000, you don't get it. You go home, come back on Monday, and they'll write you a check.
Okay, but you
Most
can
people
still
that
get
are
it,
leaving
right?
jail, you get it back, whatever your leftover is, of course. But most people that leave in jail, most of the time they're sitting for months and months. They don't have bank accounts. So then now you have a check in your name that you really can't cash. So either go open an account or get somebody to put it in and they'll take a fee, or go cash it in the check cashing place. So they don't make it very, very easy for people. But you get your money back. They're not gonna just keep your money. Some people don't come back because they just don't want to be in the building. And the other question you said about if somebody have a warrant, let's say they don't know it, they come. Most people that are committing crimes out there, they know they have warrants, so they don't come and visit. I'm letting you know right now. Most people do not come because they know they have warrant, or they might have like, I had a ticket 5 years ago. I didn't take care of it. Maybe this is not the time to go visit. So they will not come. They will not come. They will rather write a letter, do the phone calls, and the phone calls are very expensive. So you can't call the jail to talk to them. You can't call the efficacy, but the person can call you. You know, like imagine you can call your child in a college, but you can't call Fikasiem because they're on punishment. They're not there to have fun. I have family members, they'll call my office. Oh, my son, he's very young. He doesn't know what's going on. He's only 18, but he committed a crime. I'm not going to go to the cell and go get him to come to my office to make a phone call. I'm not doing that. I will not do it. Absolutely not. Well, I'll give them the message to call you, but they're not coming to my office to call you because you want to call my office and say, my baby needs me. No, your baby is 18, though. They're adults now. So, no, most of the time, people with warrants, they don't even come. They
Mr.
don't.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's it. Answer na abeto aso no. Me pese me ba aha say yes sister be nurse May and so aba abetro said the wo can be ano or say you are right on point because wa ye adwuma ewo esa efficacy mu ho bi da enti experience or so ojaye because eho was say ho adwuma eye enye easy. Sister Wonderful me pese wo de ye ba in terms of your health, your health. Eho nurses wo ho doctors wo ho ye yare a hwan na be hwe yen Mr. Obra e ho ne ma yansa na wato aso.
They have dentists, they have doctors, they have nurses. The nurses are mainly hired by, like, through an agency. So the nurses usually don't work directly for the jail. They work for agency, and they'll come in there. They do have dentists, they do have eye doctor, they have regular doctors,
Oh
and they
wow.
have
Maybe.
nurses. So some people, I'm gonna be honest, some people that have been going in and out of jail, sometimes that's where they come and get their health care because they're on the street so much that they don't take the time out to go see doctors. So once you jail, like let's say somebody need eye
So it's
glasses,
free. Yeah.
you no, you do pay. You do pay. It's cheaper when it comes to the eyeglasses. So eyeglasses would be $5, But let's say you
Hey.
come in, the person come in today and they need eyeglasses. You're not seeing the eye doctor today because first of all, you're on quarantine for 7 to 14 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before you come out, and then you, the person that's arrested, have to put a sick call in. Everything is about you have to be on your own. You use a paper or on a tablet. You put a SIP call in, and then they come. They'll see you when your time come up. So you might be there for 2 or 3 months before they see you. If you have, let's say, really bad toothache, that's a different story. They might give you pain medication for, not pain medication,
Right.
something to soothe you because they're not into pain medications. You know what, again, pain medications, absolutely not. If you're that sick that they need to send you to the hospital, they would do that. But most people don't get to stay in the hospital. You go and they bring you right back. If you need IV, they'll take you there, get you bring right back. You got a cut. If they can't suture you in the jail, they take you to the hospital. Why you bleeding? Get you sewed up and bring you right back. You don't get to sit in the hospital but you in handcuffs the whole time they're traveling with you. And they bring you right back. And you come and sit in the cell. There are people in wheelchairs, they are in jail. There are people who are using crutches in jail. So it's not like if somebody's invalid or something, they'll feel sorry. Like, oh, somebody put in the chat, I say, no fufu, no, ma'am, there's no fufu over there.
For there.
And
Yo.
nobody can bring you fufu.
Ebusuafoɔ so far deɛ yɛbaa yɛ health mu because ebi wɔ hɔ a na yɛapɔmuden no yɛbɛkɔ hɔ na nkɔ yie wama yɛhu sɛ yes apɔmuden no ɔmo bɛhyɛ wo bɛyɛ nneɛma bi wɔ hɔ a ebi a wobɛtua ɛna ayɛ te sɛ wowɔ aha a wobɛfrɛ wo doctor ɛwɔ sɛ wotwɛn ɛnyɛ biribiara na woyɛ yɛ a ne yɛde wakɔ deɛ wɔ mu ntumi handle ne wɔ hɔ a ɛwɔ sɛ yɛde wo free facility hɔ no na yɛde wo free hɔ ne yɛde waba ebi a baabi kɛseɛ big hospitals no yɛhwɛ wo wie ya no na yɛde wo kɔ yo seesia no wama sister wonderful wɔde yaba hɔ wama yɛhu yɛdidie mu yɛsikasɛm mu wama yɛhu yɛ health wise nso sister wonderful yɛabɛyɛ a yɛayɛ good candidate no sɛn sɛ yɛpɛ sɛ yɛyɛ adwuma a yɛtumi apply for adwuma wɔ hɔ ɛna process ne te sɛn yɛakatua ne te sɛn.
Well, before you can work in the FKCM, number one, you have to be a citizen. That's one thing. It's a requirement. You have to be.
You green card don't mean adwuma.
Absolutely not. Not in there. If
Hey.
you have a green card, you can work with the nurses from an agency standpoint, but not for the America for no. No.
Okay.
You have to have a citizenship before you can work there. The pay is very good because it's a government job. So, there's a lot of benefits that comes with it. Every year we get raises. The insurance is very good. But also think
Wonderful enye wo mo de ne de be good. Me ka ya ya che ye na se se ano. Ye didi hɔ a ye da hɔ no ye betia adwuma wɔ hɔ. Cuz in my head I was like cuz that's not what I've been hearing. The pay
so as
the
an
pay is not
inmate,
that great. Mhm.
as an inmate, they can have a job. The
Okay.
most jobs that they do is the kitchen job because they have kitchen staff that also hire from an outside vendors. And they're not the ones actually doing the cooking. They'll help prep it.
Okay.
They'll help scoop it on the trays, for the inmates. Where I work is one of the largest, if you can see them, like 2,500 people, and most of them are tutumfo. So you have people working. Just think about this. You have a 35-year-old or a 25-year-old. They never work a day in their life outside. They're almost now all of a sudden they want to get a job. So they get paid $40 a week. And they think that's the best money ever. But in a way, it's helpful because they can use it to buy commissary instead of calling their mom. Hey, can you put money on my books? Can you put money on my books? That's also money that they can use to buy their own food, whatever they need. They can buy more toothpaste if they need it, deodorant if they need it. The commissary, only $100 a week you can spend. So you can't spend more than $100 a week. And your family can put up to $250 in your books. No more than that. You can't put more than that. So,
Promo control or money.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So they do work in the kitchen. They do work like maintenance, but everything is very controlled. So in the kitchen, if they're using a knife, let's say to cut, I personally don't work in the kitchen, but I've seen it. An officer is there at all times, because you're not about to lay you. And the kitchen knives is everything that can hurt somebody is chained. Is chained on either a wall or table, something. It's not just loose that you can walk around with the knife. Everything is accounted for. Of course, none of the inmates eat with nothing, metal. They don't get plastic knife. They don't get plastic fork. What they get is fork. If you remember elementary school, how we used to get is like a fork and a spoon together.
Right.
So you use that to eat. Since COVID, they don't even go to the dining hall to eat. You get to eat in your cell. By the time you get the food, and I know I shouldn't be saying this, most of the food is cold. Most of them may complain about it. So if somebody's using the microwave and you're hungry, you're just gonna eat cold food. That's it. Or you wait till the microwave is free. And by that time, they're already collecting the trays back. You can't have the tray in your cell. So either eat it cold or give the food away. So it got to go back. You can't have the trays because that also can be used as a weapon. And with me, I'm all for that because I'm a staff member. If I'm going to a cell, I don't want somebody to have a tray and as soon as they open their gate, they're hitting me with a tray. No. So yes, the tray have to go back.
That's it. It's wonderful. And yeah, now obi busa said, what about school? And yeah, one more room so honey. So yeah, to say one more bathroom so here fan. So okay, so you so bathroom here fan now be you soon.
So if you're in a regular cell, the cell that contains two people, somebody is on the top bunk and there's somebody on the bottom bunk. Your toilet is right in front of you, and you have a sink right there. Your roommate could be doing number two while you sitting on the stool eating.
Oh.
It don't matter. You right there. There's no air freshener. You just have to take it in. In the dorms, it's a little better. The dorms is like, because one time, let me see, in Africa, one place that I went to, they have a communal bathroom. So they have, I think, 3 or 4 showers, which is next to each other, but there's curtains, plastic curtains. And across from the shower have a sink, 1, 2, 3 sinks. So not 60 people, you all don't go there at the same time. They all work it out that, okay, you're going to take a shower at 12 o'clock. If you miss that time, you have to wait for another time. So they work it out. But the ones that are in the cells is the toilet is right there. The sink is right there. You get to go out sometimes once a week to take a shower, which they have to walk a little bit in the same area. So they open your gate. You go take a shower, you come back, they open the other person's gate, they go, because they can't open all the guys together to go take a shower. It's not going to work. No. And also for safety too. They can't. But your toilet is right inside your cell. A sink is right there. There's a little mirror, but it's like a metal mirror that's placed on the wall. You know how you go to haunted house? That fake mirror that's there? That's what they get. So if you want to do makeup, you're going to have to figure it out.
Na cry bema wo makeup wo ho. E ho timi esi wo ho. E makeup si ye oti wo ho.
Some of the girls are very creative, so they can get not crayons, coloring pencils. So most people will use the pencils to, use it on the floor or behind the paper. They will shave it. So if it's red, and they'll use it. So when they go for visit, they'll do that. But you don't get no makeup. The most they will sell on the commissary is little tiny Vaseline, because also think about it. If they're selling a big tub of Vaseline, people do get assault in jail. So they're not going to sell Vaseline for you to use it to penetrate somebody. No. So it's a tiny jar, like the lip balm, like that. And most people won't buy it because if that's $10, nobody's buying that. So no, absolutely not.
Okay, and now obi bebusa, what about school? Say be obi or hono pe
Yes.
school. Nurse Mary, essay Africa for me, mamonya careful pan because now we intake, Majority of the men are womo bahono, omo yirenom na ne report to omo yi omo suban ya, e man omo report to omo
I
ya.
agree. I agree. So there is schooling. They have GED prep. We don't have college courses.
Okay.
GED prep, not even getting the GED, is the prep. So getting you ready to take your GED. Um, Most of the social workers, we facilitate groups, right? For example, if somebody's arrested with a domestic violence or aggravated assault,
Mm-hmm.
automatically the judges require them to take anger management. I personally teach anger management and I love it. Simple because imagine all these tough guys that are beating their wives or girlfriends and now they have to listen to me.
Right.
You have no choice but to listen. We in that
Mm-hmm.
classroom with the most people I can have is 12 people. They have to sit separately. They can't sit right next to me. It's a hands-off facility.
Okay.
I can't put my hands on them. They can't put their hands on me. The classroom does not have camera inside of the classroom, but the doors are glass door. In front of my classroom, and all the social workers or case managers, all the classrooms are the same. Have camera outside. One looking in, one looking the other way. So let's say somebody storm out of the classroom, they can see them leaving. If somebody's coming in, they will see them coming in. Two officers usually are posted by the door. So they're always keeping an eye on the female staff who's teaching the class. So if they become aggressive, I'll personally ask them to leave. And every classroom have a panic button. So you have to, I as a staff have to sit close to the panic button. So because screaming is not gonna get me out. The classroom is isolated. Me screaming like help, help is not gonna help. So I have to press the button that will make a lot of noise that an officer will come in right away. And it's not one officer. All the officers are running in to come and save you. So I feel safe when I'm in the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the guys, they don't want anger management because think about it, they're aggressive already. Now I'm telling them, oh, when you angry at your wife, walk away. Oh, we don't want to hear that, it's her fault. And I don't let them blame nobody. You have to take responsibility for your action. And the lady that was talking about African men,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of African men that are coming in there. And I do believe some of these African men are really putting hands on the females. And I'm proud that these African females are strong enough to call the police because enough is enough. Like,
That's
why do you
it.
feel the right to put your hands on anybody? And not just Africans, the Americans that are doing it, other cultures are doing it too.
Mm-hmm.
They're putting hands on females. And there's some females that are actually beating men too. But men don't report that, as much.
Right.
So yes, they do have
Okay.
a lot of Africans that are coming because of domestic violence or aggravated assault, or they go to parties. The man was talking about alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Alcohol always play a big factor. Most of these Africans, they'll go to a party, they drink, they become belligerent, they forget where they are for a minute, they start fights, and they wind up in jail because now you finding somebody you broke their phone. Guess what? You just messed somebody's phone and they're calling police because you messed up their phone. You going to jail for that. You're destroying
No
property.
wonderful. Ebasa ye de oba okono nsa wo party na ye ko a eno no o them for how long?
It depends on what they because most of the
How
time when
much?
they're drunk, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the police come, they talk trash to the police. So now you become not just, being aggravated assault. It becomes either resisting arrest because most people that are drunk, they don't even know what they're doing. So now you sitting not for a week, not for 2 weeks. And most of the time, if you're resisting arrest, it's like a little punishment. The judge don't want to see you. You're gonna sit there a little while. 6 weeks. 6 weeks is always seems to be the time because and don't let it be holiday season. The moment you hit November, nobody's going to court till like end of January, February. Nobody's looking at you
Right.
because the judges all go to vacation, the lawyers go to vacation. Nobody go to court. You just sit there till the holiday season is over and the new year is over. And then now people start going back to court, February and March. They start going. So people just sit, if people get arrested in November, they sit all the way till February before they can go anywhere.
Yeah,
If a
that's
judge
it.
didn't see you, you can't go nowhere.
Yeah, that's it. Question be by a chief. Also, what question? Me we are. I Dr. Angelo or Baby Busta said or say saying amount for behave when it's time for medical, sir. Inmate for no. Say when it's time for medical, sir. Saying that you will behave wonderful.
You mean if they sick and they have to see a doctor?
I
No,
think that's
that's not a question. It's just a contribution she's making about her experience she had with some inmates.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But
All
I'm
right.
patching me a question, Marvero.
Hi, Marvero, me pacho. Chief, ma Marvero Kato. Marvero pacho busa.
Yo. My first one, A4 by Nina is short.
Okay.
The Ebia, mini kun na my boyfriend nina na wo jail. Ena Ebia, what family a pessy about tata baby or I bet me a cobono.
Me
Ah,
da
we be
say.
some answer.
Marvero mane answer no busa next one no. Wonderful. I jail. Apples.
Absolutely, ma'am. You are locked up.
We be
Absolutely
some
not. First
answer.
of all, they don't house the females and the males together. They're not even close enough that
All
they would
right.
do that. And people do get married every week at the jail. They can't even do ta ta
Hey.
ta. So yeah.
No idea why. Okay, Marvero second. My questions ne bra. What do you mean trotro fabum bra?
If I'm pregnant.
Mhm.
Let's say my year maybe my year body be na ebetimi de me akọ jail bi me for 5 months and 3 months. How long na lady wo ho?
Okay, I know your one question. Or next question any day.
Okay. Say bi me ne me ba akọ grocery store.
Mhm.
Osu ha me obi a open candy.
Mhm.
Enti no meyi baako metwa aso a obi anu me de baako meyi baako ama me bedi. Eno nso ebetimi de me akọ jail na ebi
Okay.
a metaa yɛ nti bi a camera wɔ hɔ na akata me enti
Okay.
no one candy a da bi a mekɔ a meyi ma me bɛdie no ebetumi de me akɔ jail wabra obi akɔwi aka a me ne ne nyinaa bɛkɔ jail pɛ
Okay. And no ne o last one no.
mepakyɛw
Now
ai
one more. Okay. Yo.
But me
Sister.
timi aba anyensan de anim kakra.
Okay. Nurse May. Okay, bruh. Yeah.
Virginia, every time bi na enya akata for ma bi a, omo nyem no mo hu mo ya be wo pe, omo hyeda ko wi ade ne free store. Ti
okay
ta wo ko fa na wo be wura mu a, wo hospital bills ne bibia ye under the county. Wo ko wo a wontu ahwe. Nti omo nim sa anti no, o hyeda ko fa ade no. No wa be wura mu.
I
Obewura
see
ma doctors for ewo ho ye wo NP nurse practitioner. Ebehwe na kopem se oya be wanted na ko hospital kese mu na wakọ na ọma ne maame anase ne nua bi abegye abofra ne kofi. Nti se ontwa ne mre ne nwie ya osan ba betoa so. Ene obeda ho a ebe ma ne prenatal vitamins ne nyina free. Obedidi free. Na wakọ wo free because ho no county no is responsible for everything.
Yeah.
Nti onim
wow
oya aware onim pa. Na
Enti
washada.
wonyima. Okay, enti na question is saying enti say wonyima obetimi awo jail until so
Yes.
obere.
Ubetumi awo ho. Ya hwe bi awo omo wo ho bebre. Obo time no be so so okowo a na wakọ hospital kwakọ. Nti
oh
ube
Mpacho
ube wo ho.
wo wie na ye ma wo time a wo ne akra ne be spend day
Oh,
ana
there
say
be.
wo ya ne ate ne free.
Oh, wie ya na obi abeje oba no na ubesan aba.
Okay. And another very next question no Miss Wonderful or say be as a mom ono ba store or say be up a candy but who needs star or the be or better. Maybe a song on utimi fa candy ni bi na wate so no way you be ama aba na
no
dia.
ebi a yat obi ate so
Obi
dada
ate so dada no akwa akofa na wo so way you be ama wo ba na eno wo be ko jail ye chewa utimi ko jail for esa cause enyo na obi esu no obi na ate so na way you be ama na bi adi.
Okay. I want to just add on to the with a pregnancy.
Pregnancy. Okay.
Yes, they do stay in jail till when they're in labor, not the day before. When they're in labor, then they take to the hospital. And most cases, they have diverse involvement. So not family always be the ones. Most of the cases, they'll call diverse involvement first before they even invite the family. And
Miss
now,
Wonderful. Oh,
as
God,
of now,
DIFES. Miss Wonderful. What is DIFES? Can you explain that a little bit? Yeah, you
so
need.
this is DCPMP, right? DCPMP basically is for children. So how do I explain it to people?
Because children's protection and omona ebo enkra ho ban.
Yes, yes. So as an inmate, they see you as not unfit right away, because if you stealing, shoplifting, just to
Yeah.
come to jail, obviously you're doing something to put your child in danger.
Right.
So
Okay.
they don't call your mom or your grandma first.
Mm-hmm.
When you delivering, they handcuff you to go to the hospital. You deliver. Let's say it's vaginal delivery, it's 24 hours. They bring you back to jail. The kid doesn't come with you.
Oh
You don't
dear.
get the chance to breastfeed. No, we're not doing that. We're not, they don't let you pump. You're not doing all that. No. And now, because they see people do that, what the nurse was saying was true. They see a lot of people take advantage of that. So now they're charging them, not for the delivery, for the hospital visit. Yes, they are charging them. So it's not just for free. When you come to jail, you get prenatal. Now they charging for medications $5, not per medication, for I think 30 days supply or whatever. So $5, they'll keep putting on your tab till when it's time to get released, and if you're not paying, they would charge you for that. So yeah, I just want to clarify that one.
But
If you
that's
three
it. What
months, you
about
five
the
months.
candy one? What about the candy when you're
So for the candy, first of all, Ma, why would you want candy that's already open? That's number one. That's nasty. Don't do it. Second, let's say if you open candy, we all have done it. You go to ShopRite, you eating grapes. If
That's
you
right.
do that, this is what I'll
So much.
suggest you do,
Mm-hmm.
because every store have camera. I promise you, whether it's
That's
working or
true.
not, they do.
That's true.
When you get to the register, hold the package up enough that you think any camera will see. Say, hey, my baby ate this, so please ring it, even if it's empty. If you drink the
Mm-hmm.
Snapple, because I do it, I drink a Snapple, but I hold the bottle. I make sure everybody see me hold it and
right?
scan it and pay for it.
That's
Don't
good.
just walk outside, because I promise you, if you think a camera didn't see you, they have people that are walking around stores like shoppers. They're watching you.
Right.
I don't know if you recently even noticed. In TikTok, there was a lady that was a content creator. She was going to Target, stealing and stealing and stealing. And they watch her steal and steal. After a certain amount, they arrested her. I don't remember her name. They will pick you up unless you're
Right.
not going back to that store. Sooner or
Mm-hmm.
later, they will pick you up. You might not get the same charge as somebody who stole a car, but
Right.
that's shoplifting. And also, what are you teaching your child? Every time we go to ShopRite, you want to eat the same candy? No,
That's
baby, we're not doing that. You can say
right.
no to your children. It's all right.
That's
No,
it.
baby.
Chief, baby,
So
say your
much.
question. No matter what, yeah, answer our questions. Oh.
Answer because nneɛma no bi wɔ hɔ a ɛyɛ a ne yɛfa no sɛ ɛyɛ common thing.
Mhm.
And we don't consider like stealing. And
Mhm.
so
But
it can take us to somewhere.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah,
Thank you so
like
much.
Chief, young
like
Marvero, yeah, that's it.
Vero was
Sɛ
saying,
wama ɛyi Miss Maya sere ya wobɛbu sa tatata deɛ no nti sɛ wopɛ tatata deɛ a ɛneɛ ɛde ayɛ wo wokɔ hɔ a ɛhɔ no bi ni hɔ. Chief, yɛntoa so.
yeah, my Vero can say I'm adding up. I had this experience. Me call Kroger, or more Georgia, I say no. We have a shop called Kroger with a
Okay.
friend. After, don't say either you grab a cat or a basket.
Okay.
Yeah, for a basket na you in your money yen. Kasa nti you feel yen tio. Plus basket na you pay your come.
Hey,
And
yɛ ne nkɔmɔ n'ano ɔden.
yes, this is I say I dream boom. Nti ye wana ye kona na manager be pay also no monitor camera no but say excuse me. Ye dan ye hwe hwe nim. O sere hwe no say ye ntia ye no man ka esi no ma ben. Ya dwi ni wo kra o. No style so sere no so. Ye wo say we fi na basket yen fam kofi. Asɛ adwuma so sɛ eti aka nkɛ ɔmo de egu nylon bag mu
Yeah, ama wo.
ama yɛn nti ogyae ba ɛho sɛ obi a nka sɛnea obesi ne beyiyi ano no ɛno na ɛbɛma yɛatwe wakɔ nti sometimes ebi a refri tumi ma wɔn yɛ nneɛma bi ɔmo confront wɔ a yɛhu how to respond to them sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a wɔn ho nkɔtɔ asɛm.
Okay.
I was just adding up to my very response.
I agree
Me
with that. I
me
agree.
questions here too. First one. Supposing nipa na yɛakye no na ɔreba jail no, ɔwɔ ne bank card wɔ ne ho, ɔwɔ sika wɔ so that he or she does not need the family to send the person money. ATM na ɛwɔ jail hɔ no, nipa na betumi ayi ne sika na ɔde ato whatever account na jailfoɔ use no anaa.
Okay,
And
that's the first question. Okay,
yeah,
second one.
second question here about Tatata. When say either people dating or married couple, omu baako na ɛwɔ jail. The other party no wɔ fie no. Na ɔba visit na ɔpɛ tatata nso a, ɔright sɛ ɔbɛba ne partner no wabɛgye ne tatata na wakɔ ana.
Whoa, baby, I would that would be didn't who now. Okay, so
There
it's
was a me
wonderful.
and
First question now about you know. They say obi ewo or say ye obi
Unye
now wo
serious
bank
crowd.
card wo ho a wobetimi a transfer stego jail account nim if you can see how account nim.
No, Sister Nana. So I know we're doing a lot of laughing and goofing around a lot, right? And I appreciate that. But let's be really think about this. And I know some people don't know. That's why they're asking the question. When somebody go to Fikasium, right? Obviously, they've done something.
Right.
So if they're giving you the luxury to go use your ATM, that means you haven't done nothing. Because if I can go to ATM, I haven't done nothing. Why should you have that right to go to ATM? No, the moment you get to the Fikasium, everything gets stripped of you. Remember, I said that they take you from your hair to your feet, your earrings, your tongue pierced, your clothing, your wallet, your car keys, your ID, your shoe, your socks, your drawers, your sneakers, your belt. Everything goes in a bag. They seal it and it goes into storage. Your name goes on it. You don't have no access to that till you walk out the building when you get released. If let's say for example your case they need your phone for, let's say, oh, I have text message on my phone that my wife is the one who was harassing me, I never beat her. You don't have the right to that phone. Your lawyer have to subpoena it and they have to go through a whole process before they can get that phone. You still don't touch it. You got to give your PIN number to the lawyer. He has to put it in and retrieve that message. So you don't have access to none of your stuff. So you walk off that ramp and you are released and they give you all your stuff and then you can take it. But no, you
Okay.
cannot. So if you all your money is on your ATM and your ATM is in your property, guess what? You screwed. Somebody's gonna have to lend you money till you go home and then you can send money to them. But no, you cannot. You don't have access to that ATM. And that ATM is not even for money for you to withdraw. It's for family to come and deposit money to your account. So you can't take money out, but you can put in.
So when mama say, "Monenya me has say, omo GBB free mo except the above your private party on it."
If
Yeah.
you're not careful, somebody will take that too.
Let me
And
say,
then ta ta ta.
Sister Wonderful. Tata no. Say we were a home kwa dia. It doesn't matter. Say or partner beba hosu o pebi. Yeah, ma o private room. Say mon koyesa. Is that correct?
Okay. So from when it was COVID, 2020, right?
Right.
As of COVID time, visit, there's no contact visit. When a person comes to visit their family, which is, it depends on your last name. So if your last name is Osei, your day might be Thursday at 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. When the wife or the husband comes to visit, just like on TV, the husband sits on the other side, you pick up a phone, there's a glass in between you, and you talk on the other side with a phone. You that's coming to visit, you can't bring your key, you can't bring your phone, you can't bring your jacket. You leave everything in the car. You know how cold it's been in New Jersey? Everything gets left in the car. You can't even go in the building, the front lobby with your clothes. You know, like you have clothes on, but no jacket. You can't bring nothing on you. You go through a metal detective. You know, if something beep on you, and sometimes the females, their bra beeps, you have to go to the bathroom they have right there, either take the bra off or go back home. If something beep on you, you can't even go for the visit. And the visit, you can't touch your family. There's a glass, a plexiglass that you talk on their phone. You can see the person, you touch a glass and they touch the glass with you. You blow your kisses that way. You don't have contact. So the ta-ta-ta, it's not happening.
Frame. Okay, and a hokra de in ho. Yo, sister
No.
Wonderful. Ma main church and woman mukakra ema adofo na mi wia media above me next question me pese wo beba beboa ye ne se eya na ye Ghana for no yesuro ye mpe ye ho asem but ya rest ya che ye busuani bi no se ye ba as a visitor mema wa ba betreche ye process a ye befem se ne ye be ya we fi se Africans ye nya de ye chi ebusuafo a ye nkohoda obefra ma me oma obefra wo sister
Right.
wo ma onua onanfofo obi ani ho obeba yo so far enoma yesua ene say onyima nurse Mary enso ebeboaye yes yes onyima ye betimi achew na akodi bone a wo mo bechewa until say wo bewo owo a se wa na wo ya o mam ye hu say ayete say regular person a wo wa abonten 24 hours ye beji akra na free wo ho o kire ye mu say eno krampo no ye hweda mfa wo mo ma wo busua it depends ebekọ woma womo ekrom ha sei no omo hwe nkura so ene ade no omo ma ye hu that part ho ye see enura ye nom no prenatal before ebia na womo de cheba sei si ano ye beji wuska ye amount to be of a ye beji wuska be okwa akọ won edi a e free adofo be busa ye ese ya warifo yi se ye chia ye ni ye kunu nom osi no tatata de wo kan nyina ne se efikesie mu ho na ebi ka se America de ni mom de ho de kakra because wo hwe nuane de mawo atare de mawo se hokra ye ma dentist o eye doctor obi a hwewa ho de mumu de chen Ghana de no but yes sister wonderful my ye hu se ho enye fun place ekra into ye mano and na ye ba besuen na ye educate ye mano because here ye te se etoda bi ohwa ye si awobre obi timi hweda ekowie ade je se obenya baabi oye homeless a ye be manage ane ne ama ne wenti so wonderful say an wo ma ye hu ye wo ho a de wo se ye pese ye be visit ye family member ana ye partner bi wo ho a no process net to say.
Okay, for visit. I'll give a very quick example of an African man who's there
Right.
from Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
I personally met him when he first walked into the big house.
Okay.
The reason why I went and talked to him because of his last name.
Last
I
name.
saw it. I'm like, wait, that name is an African name.
Mm-hmm.
The men have been in America. I guess this is his 4 years. When I met him was 3 years ago. So he was in America for 3 years. He's been locked up for 14 months now.
Oh.
Let me tell you,
Hmm.
our people, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes we think we're smarter than the brony.
Che ye mu ho no na ye careful. Mhm.
When people first come,
Mhm.
either people lie to them, open your sika, hurry. What I noticed that our people, when they come, they want fast money.
Yeah.
So this particular person, and more than once I've seen this,
Mhm.
was doing shipping.
Mhm.
And I know most of our people do that.
Mhm.
So the shipping, he was the driver of the container. The
Yeah.
container goes to the port.
Mhm.
So you driving stuff going to the port. What he failed to realize, and again, as Africans, we need to be careful. He was being watched for 8 months by the FBI. I
Hey.
Wow.
know this person. It's not like I've
Mhm.
seen him, I've touched his hand, I shook his hand. He spoke in treats to me.
Mhm.
And I know when we have conversation, it's recorded.
Yeah.
I can't, first of all, he called me
Baby me
sister.
money di ma
No, I
mo.
would never do that. I can never. I will be fired. I will go to jail. I would never do that.
Mhm.
Um, so he called me sister. I have to correct him. I am not your sister. And I said my name, and they have to call us by our last name because I know they record everything around my job. You
Mm.
cannot tell me, Miss Sister, and I'm not your family member. I would deny that. And I made sure I said that to him. When I speak to
Wonderful me
you,
patch away a very important point pa enti no me fa ne say ebi oho a ye nurses ye doctors ye adwuma na ye ba efikasie mu ho on say ye African for no ye hia ye ho a oh my sister me nua e ho no wo ma inmate in fro say me nua obi nya wu
absolutely not. No, never that. Never. Even the workers, I don't associate myself and call them a sister or brother. Simple because you don't know what the people are doing as well. It's not like you don't trust. You just have to be cautious. So this man was calling me sister. I have to correct him. So he addressed me by my last name, Miss Last, whatever the name is. So we just say Miss Wonderful. And when he met me, oh, crying, manyeshe, crying and speaking tree. So I have to tell him speak English because I know they recorded us. And he swore on God, I've never done anything like that. What he fails to realize is I have paperwork in front of me with what you did. Again, I'm not saying he did it, but he been there 14 months. If you didn't do anything, you would have been gone a long time ago. But it did come out. Now he have opened up to me. Of course, when people come in, they don't know you, so they can't trust you to tell everything. His co-defender was there as well, American man. The man will go Kojiakano, right?
Yeah.
And they will cut it up and they will send it in the container. No more ship or like Ghana and places like that. So he was doing this, and they had him on camera. The area that they were doing the shipping for 8 months, they were watching every movement. This man was Yuri, right? The Yuri have never, ever been in that building. She put money on the books. She does do that. She refused to come because she's afraid. I don't know her status. So, of course, and I'm not going to question that. She's not the one who's locked up. It's not my business. But when he talks to me, I'm like, I can't believe she's still with you because I would have been gone already. 14 months, I'm not waiting for no man. But some people, they need the ta-ta-ta, so maybe she's waiting for him to come home. But this guy thinks he know more than us that have been here forever, you know. So he came trying to live the fast life. They were stealing cars, going to Africa, and he was being watched for 8 months. Is it worth it? Instead of you being a young man, working 9 to 5 like all of us do, doing an honest job, and the man that he was working in the lot with is an older African man. He took himself out. He said, I had no idea he was doing that. That man did not get arrested. It's his lot. But this guy was doing shady stuff. He's been sitting for 14 months. And now it's like he become one of them. It's not, he doesn't eat no kenke over there because it's so funny. He's the one I asked myself, how do you get your jollof rice? I say, Hado, Dion. Mama, Dion. I said, you're going to be all right. He don't get shit though. He talks about it. So now he's working on his case. He doesn't have a lawyer. When he first came there, he had a Ghanaian lawyer. But I think after a while, the price become pricier. So he is doing his own stuff and he's still sitting there. So I just want to say, let's be cautious what we do. And there's a lot of Nigerians that do a lot of credit card scamming. Be careful who you hanging around with. A lot of scamming going on. So those Nigerians are more scamming. Our Ghana people. And I met one Ghana man. He's released now. He's actually in Ghana. He came there. Him too was his last name. I went and met him. And he swore he didn't do anything. And the same Akata for he was talking to, when I go talk to them, they say, oh, can you believe your brother? They'll say, your brother was telling us this and that. Oh, that's not my brother. Let's get it straight. So this man said he wasn't doing the cash scheming. But when he got arrested, he was trying to recruit more Akata people to do it when they come home. Can you believe this? In jail. If you can see him. The man came there trying to recruit people. So we think we're smarter than the system. They will catch you. You will be sitting in the FKCM if you keep doing what you're doing. It might not be one day. It might not be 2 days. Sooner or later, you will be picked up. I promise you that. Let's do the right thing. Let's do the right thing.
Say ye de wo kwa ye very careful pan so kwa wo be follow ho mera no me ho a wo kwa ko recruit amanfo na wo mo ko record a so be say nya another case so yo Miss Wonderful
Yes,
ye ba be visit your family members
yes.
Ye
You need your ID. That's number one. First of all, before you can visit any family member, that person in the big house have to put your name on his or her visiting list. So if your name is John Smith on your ID, it have to be written in the system as John Smith. Because if you write a John Kwaku or say, and you say that, oh, I'm the same person, your ID says, you're not going to see that person. Absolutely not. A
Okay.
lot of our African people, they get very, very scared and timid and intimidated. If you know you haven't done anything wrong, right? Honestly, know in your heart you haven't done anything wrong. You just want to come see your brother, your sister. Come with boldness. Don't come there timid. Speak with boldness. That's what they look for, because the moment you start acting like, they start looking at you as a suspect. No, come with boldness.
It's
My name is
wonderful.
this.
Sometimes it's our English show. The English is not Englishing. So when we come and they are asking us questions, it makes our English vanish. Not just say you're broke.
But if they're asking you, so when you are coming to visit, this is the best thing you should know, right? Know the person's name, first and last name, what they are arrested under, right? So if they're John Smith, you know their name is John Smith.
Right.
Have their ID number. Every inmate have an ID number. It's 6 to 7 numbers. Have that number. If you don't remember that number, you say the SBI number. You have to have something. Their first name, their last name. You don't need to know the date that they came in. If you have their first and last name, the ID number is important. You have to be on their visitor list, because you could come and say, I'm the grandma. It don't mean nothing. We don't care. I'm their pastor. Okay, who cares? If the person doesn't put your name on their visitor list, you are not seeing them. You, the attorney, okay, we don't care. He didn't put your name down. Unless you say, oh, he just hired me. Attorney is a little bit different. But if you say, I'm the pastor, you know, some people like, my story. And no, you can't. They're not going to let you in. And even the pastors don't even get opportunity to sit close to them. You still sit at the glass talking to them, praying for them. So you have to have your ID, the correct name that the person put you on, and don't act timid. You say, bro, for most of the officers, they're human. They're all human like us. Not most of us. They're all human. It's not like immigration people standing there intimidating you. What's your name? Who are you here to see? And also know the time of visit, because if his name is Ose, like I said, they go by alphabets. You can't come on a Monday and his visit is on Thursday. You're not going to see them. They don't care if you drove from Virginia. They don't care. You're going to come the day, the time that he's supposed to get visit. So they're not going to vouch. They don't care. You can call the president of the jail. They don't care. You're not coming in without, the proper time and the date that you're supposed to see the inmate.
And it's wonderful. What about if you have kids?
Yes, the kids can come in.
Oh.
The kids' name have to be on the list as well. So if you have 3 kids, because you see a lot of people, and the kids too, when they're coming in, they cannot have jackets on. If the kids have boots, they're going to let the kids take the boots off and walk through the machine. If a baby is wearing a diaper, they're not going to let you take the diaper off, but they'll let the baby go through the machine because people do take stuff, in diapers. If your baby drink bottle, no milk bottles are allowed, because people do steal, bring like drugs, they'll put in a plastic and they'll put in a baby bottle. So no bottles are allowed, no drinks allowed, no cell phone, no keys. So it's just you, your clothing that you're wearing, and the baby, whatever clothes they're wearing, but the jackets have to come off. You can't even come inside the building with a jacket.
Right.
Yeah.
A question.
Obi ọhụrụ m a ọhụ sị yekurom Ghana yesi minko ọhụ dade saa na mo ka sị bi obi tumi kodi bọni bi na eso. Sị let's say bi akoko nipa yesi okwa excuse me. Omu nyina tugu so bo. Aha no nso obi kwaye bọni kese bi saa omu tumi ebetu ogu so aboa na.
Oh no.
Dem omu oje ho no.
I'd rather not say, because I don't want to lose my job. But it's possible. It's possible. Yeah, because I don't want to put myself in a place that.
Wonderful. Oh.
Chief,
twin mom.
Twin mom, Bremosa now experience also person shanty.
Me pese mesu ba ni nyina me de be ya asida. Me wo ho one day. And obi frɛ me said nana ya che oba no. Ya che me ba say. E den e baaye. Oti all kasa na all kasa namfo no. Well, sometimes no. Ye nyina ye parents ye bo mpa ye ma ye ma ye ne omo kasa, but sometimes no enye de wo ka che omo no mo ye den. Omu tie. Obehwe no enti no e na de ba ko e wo African for ho so se ye chi obi ba the way na mo ye no
Me da
munda
so ho.
munyame ase se moma
Hmm.
enkoto saa and so because it's not a good
Oh.
thing to go through ye ka say na me da mama kai masembi my
Oh.
stepson say ne na fofo no mo ye drugs no oni omo ko banyina onimo ye monitor omo saa na ye che omo it didn't take a day or two like yes na ye monitor omo the conversation everything it had it me catch them it dia so we be now full say ye hu a oboa omo fi na omo fi wo na omo
Yes.
gather information ni nyina e da e be so a no na obi hu it wasn't easy for me me si omo nkrofo omo fra bi ache oba kase masoma ne so nko ye bibi me se beti ye me ka che mo ne me tina toilet so no me nya diarrhea then na ma me nya blood pressure be si ne me nsuma no me nsuma ne ye
Wakofa asama be.
adamfo wakofa asab e na enye ize se ope lawyer e na oye green card holder just imagine felony obi ani wa okoho no ma with ade na esi ye no ye be jai ni mu but me ishranka nyakopon enshranka nyakopon se ote ho one day omo a onse ye chi ne namfofo ni nyina no we a na aka nti wo a ye be chi first o kan na ate wo fia wo akodi mu so
Hey.
ye chiwa now yes wo de busa lady no se wo ne be chi first a na wo ko bo obi dia ye beti wo fia obedi so se ye wo ne be chi nti no wo ne ye chi na wo ye wadwen se wo protect wo namfofo na yes na na ye de be ma 10 years I will be do 10 years now we 1 year we di 1 year now we di 6 months
So
now
bi
we
also
pay
betimi ye twantra to bi so na say we nso ka ho na bi nso ente sa ne atemi
and
bi.
there be say e ka ho a dem me fact say wa fra wo na wa bo udin no omo be investigation any sa no ma no mani nyina eno so no omo be chew no we na we yan kan no good lawyer o and
Yeah.
as our lawyers no omo charge from 30,000 going enya de ketewa
Hey.
may come as some
Radi hu
natural multi may
mabo.
say yes nyakopon hu ye mobo se wo ba woni ne kasa na okoto sade ma enya wo pe se wo ban koye sade no
That's
eti
so.
pe me adkonti ameka san Ghana for enkola ye chi omo ne ade na ye de twa pia what is ya chi we ba no what is say ya chi we ba what is to be ye oh rade one antete ne be ye one na mo pa ye ma ne ba one na kasa che ne ba and so sometimes no be bia wo mpe ne ho na ba be ko ye ja omu nyina me ba ne dem 5 good years me ka che mo ne 5
Wow.
years yeah wait omu aye che omu first no 6 months 1 year 2 years say ni say ono ne last person releasing
Oye tuntum
and na
no
ye de ne
asem
ko
ni
ha na
mabo.
me frɛ ɔcha ye de we ko ha na me frɛ ɔcha na ye de we ko ha say sika na sem na ɔka no me na me send ni sika it's not a good pleasant enye payade a ɛsɛ obaatan bia befam ye ka say na me da say e na me kai no ma what I say because men suma no ye
Radi hu e
but
mabo.
only de nyame be ye na asori a okono na chese no mom say omu gina mu yakopon sha pastor yima or a very popular person I don't want to mention his name
Amen.
papa e gina mu maame ekosisa akola ne no nyina kogu ye for storage etua kakosi say ye yi no members anomo mani sika ene no manoma me kwasori de wokoda ase me ka chemo wo de bia wonya busuani bia nkoho ebia wonya odofo bia nkosra wo enti wo se ya ahwe yi no ka wo se de ko Ghana straight because a green card holder or nya citizen enso nyankopon te one day and also on by on boni dia fa atare ne ko o 6 speed pa eti meti honom meti one day me ko hwa me phone ringe obakọ na year off o search me say wan nie na obakọ na kate me o search na o frame na say hey now o say ma be fie me say erade me say me say me yimu nyina da fe me say erade wo yo no kwafo
Yes.
say wo tie me pai bo say it wasn't easy and yes a bia is so bia fe mu da eti no ye wo ma ye mbom pa ye se omunkọ beko bad you friends mu enko ba bia ense se omukọ ene
Ah.
ade but wom se nkula no aso den de open sometimes wunya
Oh,
sometimes they open wunya me say enani na nkofo timi ka tell so wo ba wo timi titi ba kai wo ba koda age e am step son me na me hwe no me hwe na the age of 7 years me hwe na ma ne wie university me hwe like lego na ma ne ba fiase it's not like obi hunu me na me adapt akra na me hwe akra no what's ya say it's no what ultimate ba e ka oba ye de ne koto ho no but me say baby ya o to be frame catch o to be frame oje ho no frame catch sa na med power chofam bo ne chem se megu wani mu ase what's ya say because on nakasa realize say bibi say no like ma me ne kan ye no obi enu awakwa obeka say me nya hwe so wo nya hwe ka baby a wo do ho ka omonkwa no koye den
Oh boy.
wo koye den enti na meka no yenkoso ase e bebo mpa ya mayema yenkoso ase e be kasa akire mo na yemmo mpa ye so mo beguna enamfo papa ma me ne kasa no kan bibi o se ye na nkra ne namfofo na wo se ye hu omo o say sometimes no obi sign na wo do ho e sign ne bi akofore o
Eno ane ma me
na me adomo ba ye why you so humble and o shen baby no ye da adam for pon pabiem
Afra.
Macho mutimi aba kakra.
Ai, aseda enka nyankopon ese o ma mo ye nkunim before. Yeda ase so ne ya share experience no. Me pacho nurse Mariana.
E fa try.
Me pacho ye tie o.
Yo, if you no no so ye tuntumu a ya na wasem no ubenya kamafo na ache kakra. And ye na ye tuntumfo ye adwuma no. Unu obi isere kra oni di nkoma a the way sheriff ne officers ne beto warning no me obi ana me ye free de be hu na me sigu so na me no omo and e be ka che me so untimi ne ha de untimi nye ayisa o enti se unyo obi a se wo ye hard wo ye obi a wo ye firm to deal with them enti no me hwe na emboa me se de ma me ne kan wo manan fofo bebre na mo ba ho bebre na ye intake omo a before some beba no mo fa through the officers in some na omaba medical no so bia na obi wo hono ma or medical problem or diabetes or hypertension or fenro or the neuro ni nyina beba ana so bebo ni nyina kire ye oba the same thing na ofa ofie no eno ana ibe mo asen ato aso nti during the intake I get time to chat with them one on one. Why are you here? And mostly they are metate pa ne se namfo na minim obi wonu ma obi dini koton nrobone oton wo se me de meton ba me mfa I'm like oton mfa sen
obi madam na de won
oton onfa na nubone fentanyl alcohol ne drugs na de bia me hu bi Spanish for nkoda no muko school mu na ya na start obi wonu ma ba fie wo ye sober wonhu so ye bibi ba kwa abonten a eho no koyi ni suban adi enti no ye manam fofo na be ya yenje omo maame mo na yen communicate na yen hwe ye manam fofo because be brena na efri namfo mu and second ye neighborhood ba bia ye tena tete nkoda no there was a time be na me te first me de me mani co parks am who say high school for nkoda bi je no mo twen wi no we ye no wa pass am we no we ya pass am we omo maame mu ti fie o na omo wo park juma na omo di no ti mi gina ho din we nkoda na me say nti efiri ho wa me firi ho mahu just ba me mu set ese me just me hu ka me for so me sisa me niam free such environment nti ye neighborhood ye be pay sika ba sika no wo ba se ya said ye maame mo ka no wo ba se ya it take you a whole lot of money nti nyuma no ye nyam mere dia meka ye time ye nyam mere man kwada no so wo de koye double na ma oni anko mo fra ne ho a so mo ginsam bra wo bebre nya do mo be wura ho a chi se wo be hu ba na nim kwa no me se wonderful ka no the sample ye ma wo mehu omo wo ye video call no wo be hu omo video call no time da ho 30 minutes no 15 minutes no so a ya ka te wo ukọ no da ho ni nya me pene da ho enwe na omudi no beans bread che se aduane kra no bedia wo baba fi na de yare na ba fie enye aduane papa bia unyan aduane papa bia ni wo ho untimi fa aduane wo de me nya so se me hu se obi de aduane kra bre obi wo ho da menhu bida
se woni so akom kro beto ye
buka se woni so akom aduane so kra nya pan no no mo pan no ne obi won no ba o se mempe hem just say only choice there be man no pe umpo no na obedi only choice uka say wo allergy kwa na kofa doctor report na report wo kofa doctor na wan eti mesre mo ye maame mo mesre bebre na ye mra ye nyama ye mo frama no and the second ye neighborhood
Yes.
third
No, yeah,
influence
very good point. Yeah.
yeah influence na
Peer
nkwara no
pressure.
na peer pressure or omunya free omo fofo ne wo no
Yeah.
Mesmi na me ka setup bi nso ho asem setup no me hu Ghana na bi oba na me say na kama bi na me say na we den wa o see setting me na me say setting wo sen akatafo ne abrofo nkoda na ye mane ne omu di agro no bibiri omo mo mpa adwuma ye dada akwadwofo omo so de ne ho kokan no na ayi te say oba ne twa ntroto ne so ne nyem na child support a wo pa agenti na okotwa ntroto ne so asem no timi say de na o kan na enim saa but de no man favor no be man favor oba no na e de ne be shebu e de wo hye ma wi otwa ho ba bi antwa oba ne say ai wo so wo be ni sei akora no to say child support nso de bebree ba wakoye awie twa sika na wo se mintua ye de wa be hyem na ji so kotena Ghana
Oh.
wo be ye adwuma ma obi atiti sika no ma hu bebree na child support nti omu kura paper pa omu kura green card holders nso omu akotena Ghana because omu so mintua sika no won tua nso na otena he be to abe hyem
Kwa na akoda.
won tua
Mpacho mi
abe
pese mi busa. Me pese mi busa mate say omukọ inside
Also.
emema no. Emema no. Omutimi ye saa anoma no mema ade no.
oh ene bebree kwa
It's wonderful to me.
bebree kwa
Yes, yeah, no.
Ayo.
Oba HIV ne STDs ye hwe bebree abu because omo mema no mama no omo taaye pa ane obi ma o define wo mu nyina enti enye ba bia ese nipa ko
My idea adofo no my idea someone ya ba be share but eno metu a nurse Mary and a twin mom ka say yeah me idea ne say yesre mo nuanom Ghana for de bia ya ne ka anya bia say Ghana for a ye de asofofo be kofi ho akopa atwo o no ba ne nkasa ma yen but ye kofa afoforo ya omo de bibia no ye mpa atwo o no kwa obeka atwo so ne lawyer nkokasa enti no eho ye nhwe ho ye na ye Ghana fo yi se ye tise nuanum bi ema ho aka ye nsusu te se de twin mom no because eto da bi wo ho a ma parent bi wo ho a wa ye bi obetimi bia enye ne kono no enti no yesre mo eho ne nso yenhwe ho eye pa na neighborhood ho no nurse Mary kano yes ewo mu se bi ho a neighborhood bi ho wo ho a eye cheap ni ade but se wan hwe ya wo betena ho eye cheap but wan hwe ya de oba kokwa akofa no enti ya yenhwe ho no eye ene no ma ye bobo su nyina no we ehya ase from school ehya ase from school middle school omo ba classroom se no omo ton ebi me ma witness bi da no omo ton exchange enti ye ne ma ne nso enya ayonkofa eya ye benya information se ya ye nsemre na ye ne ye ma no entena se na ye educate omo na wo mu nso hu se ye nim because ye ne enkora ne bebre kasa omo nim se ye ne die kwan so ye maame nom ye papa nom mu de mu ni mu hwe African parents o mu ni bibia de o mu ni ma ne se wo mo kɔ adwuma enti yesre mo eho ye nhwe bibi yi wo ho yo sister wonderful ye continue
so ye me ase say ye start ye no ye say yankopon so ntiti ye nyina ye re ye Ghana for no they say me say on say dynamic ni you mama to me boss me bobra no
right
obia ne sene abrabo no we si ahihia ma no ena bibia to me see even the richest man in America now who tell the story or start here na wa floppy nso no determination nti o sanso jana na nso na wa start bi menyoma kofo mu a minyamia mi nya Ghana ni penyo obetumi awo me ka wo mompo eche mere me before cry, come soon, some Samson and quite sorry about. Na we hu wɔ gas station ɔno ɔmfrɛ me nkyia me ogya nkyɛn me nko ara na mete twi wɔ wo pasampeni hwɛneɛ bi a ɔde gyina hɔ wobae sika nte saa aba wo nsɛm so ndɛhwɛ wo yabea ɔhu ɛyɛ a ɛnyɛ fine sɛ woba na obi bi kɔyɛɛ na ɛna wote a w'ani bɛgye ho ana nso ɔmo ara nso na ɔmo bɛsan aka n sɛ tua ɔnyanko a etuaduo mu sɛ den nti
na adwuma bɔne bia nso nte sɛ kɔɔ ne bɔ sɛ ɔbɛkɔ obi adi ama wakɔpie sabe efikɛseɛ mu a yɛkɛn na mebu gas a yɛntua me ka
na
nya gas bubu anka yɛbaa ha
saa nipa na ne ho ebufu a me bɛkɔ akɔtena asɔre baako mu nti me nkɔ asɔre no
sorry for no one sometimes no yeah your friend who Christopher no one Nyankopon hu ye mobo Christo ni a wo hu ni a wo be encourage o we de kroma de oba nkakra na be yie we de start from baby say ni say wo mo wo ko ka chen say wo bu gas bra ye we di Nyankopon be bie kwan ama what
I say me bu gas o me so gas
yeah me a show me that say e pa chief mama yema I wonderful meto aso na obekọ ejuma na why
mema no two questions am
enti mama yema na nwie mane meto aso o questions no na to ho
okay and nana wonderful we are na ma be mo why
me questions no na main intro
wonderful after nipa no we fi jail no what are some of the freedom and I say benefits as a citizen you're stripping no because we just jail history no e won record so
and a second one also it's the same calculus na me sure
second one no enemy beside that ba man answer ni say
about tata
no obi the jail na wo kwasra no who names arrest warrant eda also sheriff for nso na ye adwuma o na wakwa na we you ID card edition na arrest warrant wo so a
wow do one report to self
yeah no be our answer but oba mesa na answer bim o kan say obia nso a wadi boni ana se hu se wo keka se child support na wuntu a
wuni mo
wuntu a child support ana
se arrest warrant that was why him na wuni
then say before beda also no aye bibi ntra
and say Georgia say
wonderful emremo
you bet me a drive your baby a speed cameras ebia ya the ticket abra ofie baby wait to if obi an kan kire court date
speed limit
no anything can happen say you're perfect tu yen nyina da
enti na ne no akwada je kakra su experience oba why perfect
because Sister Wonderful ebeye emi say your programming Sister Wonderful thank you so much sis memo wasa beye part 2 because and I give all the credit and kudos to Jerome and so on the desa idea you buy that ye niaje ama ye ra ho ama ye esua no ma yo Sister Wonderful
when na me pa cho ade ba kon so a ye ka ene ya Ghana fo ya keka akata ama ye nuanum tuntumfo no o mate ase enti no ka instead no ye ka ne say ye nuanum tuntumfo no a I think say no so e be better
you
edin no yenka yenuanum tuntumfo nti yeka tuntumfo no a and de sanya atobidi yenso ye tuntum yebete ye ho ase ne pamto
that's the ma bro Sister Wonderful first question no or say oba jail now we free ifikesie mu ho what is the way forward?
First, can I say something to Swim Mother? First of all, Mom, I feel your pain. I understand what you went through, and nobody should ever have to go through that. So sorry that your family have to go through that. It's terrible. It's stressful, and I'm grateful that your son made it home. Your stepson made it home safe. Um, what was the question? Oh, when the person get released, right?
Yeah.
The resources. So as a social worker, most of the time before they get released, I give them a list of resources. I'm not holding their hand to go for help for them. They have to do it themselves. So for example, if they don't have housing, sometimes families don't want them back. If somebody been sitting in the big house for, let's say, 3 years, 2 years, even 18 months, sometimes they lose their wives, they lose their homes, their apartments, their cars. So I'll give them a list of resources that they have to call for shelter. 99.9% that anyone that walks out of that building, the big house, they are entitled to food stamps, but they have to go apply for it. They don't just get it. They're entitled to Medicaid. They don't just get it. They have to still apply for it. So those are some of the resources they have. They halfway houses that they can go to. Shelters if they don't have housing, food pantry. So I have a list that I will hand to them and they can take it with them, but they have to do some of the work themselves. I will not do it for them because it's not part of my job. I hand it to them. You go home. This is for you. You make your resources and you have the list. You go make your own phone calls and get the help that you need out there. And I know that's sad because that's how people most of the time return back home, back to the big house. And a lady made a comment about Akata. It's funny. Most Ghanaian people call me Akata. It's disrespectful. But I'm used to it. And yes, us calling other people Akata, I think is very wrong. You're right. So we should really refrain from doing that. And he asked about
The second question. Yes, sir, or say so or warrant or so maybe a
yes.
woman. Uh-huh.
Okay, some of the points that people were making is true. You know when you did something wrong.
Right.
Even if when you're speeding, you know when you're speeding. I speed. I know when I'm speeding. I look around. Even though my ID will get me out of the trouble, but still, I know when I'm speeding. When I'm going to work and I'm late, I know when I'm speeding. You know when you're doing something wrong. But most of the time, when you come for visit, that's not the time they check in your ID to see if you are warrant. They don't do that. When you get stopped in traffic, that's when they do. When you come in for a visit, you're not the only one there. If there are 30 people coming for a visit, imagine they checking everybody's background. No. And again, most people that have warrants don't come for visits because they have the same mentality. Like, what if my warrant pop up, or and they arrest me? No, and they can't just arrest you in the visitors lot. It's a process you have to go through. So no, if you have a warrant, they're not gonna arrest you right there when you're coming to visit your person because they're not going through that system to see if you have warrant or not. If you start wilding out, they might pull up your information and check why you wilding out. But if you come in normal, hey, I'm here to see John Smith. My name is this. Your name is on the visiting list. They're not arresting you for that. No, that's not. It doesn't light up. Nothing is gonna flash like, oh, he needs to be arrested. No, we're not doing that. They don't do that. Absolutely not.
Okay, Sister Wonderful, me or question, Emma.
Yes, ma'am.
Say your behavior, your bahwa, saying ena yen behave, ewo ho, ye what time e was say ye sorry. And answer time biana ye pa ye best sorry, time be ni ye bedda, and no something is it scheduled, and answer freedom kakra ewo ho.
Nana, you are so cute. Whenever you say yeah, no, when they take yourself out of it, you ain't coming there.
No
When
freedom in the
they
jail.
when they come there, when they come there, let's use they. So you don't have, like I was saying, like right now in my house, I can go downstairs whenever I want, get water. If I want to go eat at 2 o'clock, I can get up, go do it. If I want to leave my TV on all night, if I want to leave my light on, I can do all that. No, there is a time for everything. A time for everything. So there's court every day, not Saturday and Sunday. So if they have to go to court, the court is not in the, if you can see in them, it's not there. They have to travel with them, right?
Okay.
So if people are going to court,
Mm-hmm.
they have to wake them up at 4:30 in the morning. Most court dates, you have to get up at 4:30. So 4:30, they bring you your food. You eat around 5. Take shower, whatever you need to do by 5 o'clock. By that time, you already dressed. They line you all up. Again, the people that are going to court, they line you up. You get handcuffed to a person. So 2 people get handcuffed together. Like Your left wrist to somebody's right wrist. They handcuff you. Your left leg to somebody's left leg with a chains, because you can't just walk freely like that. Absolutely not. So you handcuff to somebody. Your ankles are, chained up, but you're able to walk. You know what I'm saying? And your left wrist and right wrist is handcuffed, but not both hands. So you're able to move around and hold your papers on the other ones. You get on the bus. By 6 o'clock, you go to court. It's almost the whole day. So the people that are going to court, they out the entire day. Most of the time, they don't return till maybe 2:30 or 3 o'clock p.m. While you in court, everybody gets sandwich. That's all you get to eat. And they do not feed anybody with pork. So you will not get no ham sandwich. You might get turkey sandwich, not even tuna. They don't give them tuna sandwich. But you get a sandwich and maybe a fruit like a apple or orange, and you don't get no orange juice to be drinking. You get a little fruit punch in a box. You get that, and then when you come back from court, you get undressed, and then whatever court happened. But the ones that are left in the you can't see them, right? Their time they're supposed to wake up for breakfast, 5:30, 6 o'clock, because the new shift comes in at 5:30 in the morning. The new officers will come at 5:30. So as soon as they come, breakfast is coming. They eat. You're supposed to make your bed, the bunk. They don't call it bed. You make the bunk. They make their bunk. Clean their little area. If I have group to facilitate with those kind of inmates, let's say Mondays I have a dorm or I have a pod that the pod is where two people in a cell. So it might be 40 people in that, but I might have 12 of them that have group. If they have group, I have 8:30 in the morning group. They have to get dressed, be ready, line up, walk to the classroom, escorted by an officer. So you're not going anywhere by yourself. The classroom is right next to their cell. So they'll walk to the classroom. 45 minutes to an hour, class is over, you match back into there. You eating breakfast at 5:30. Lunch come at 10:30 in the morning. So you eat lunch, that's it. You hang around, they watch TV. There's big communal TV. So in the dorm, I have 2 TVs. So if you don't like to watch, let's say, jail movies, which they're in jail, but they like to watch jail movies. Everybody's watching that. Guess what? You stuck watching that. That's what you're going to watch. If everybody's watching, let's say, HGTV, that's all that's put on. They don't have entitled to no remote control. The officer will put a channel on, and that's what you're going to watch for the day. Most of them, they like music videos, so they put on music video for them. You watch that. Once in a while, you see them watch the news. Most of the time, they don't watch news. They don't want to know about the news. So they'll watch the news. They do have a little gym in every area. So they get to do pull-ups or push-ups. Some dorms might have area they can play basketball, but most of the time they're doing, push-ups, and you can't do cat fights, like people run around. No, you can't run around, because if you run, that means it's an emergency. So it's always walking. You have to walk at all times. So they eat at 10:30 lunch. Between the days, they're doing groups in between. Most of them are grouping, they're going to group or they're seeing lawyers, whatever is going on. By 3:30 to 4, close to 5 p.m., you get dinner. And you don't get no food till the next day, 5 p.m. And the lights goes out at 10 p.m. All lights goes out. And it's not pitch black. There's areas, there's light that officers have to walk around and do inspection. 10 p.m., all the phones goes off. So you can't call your mom at 11 o'clock. Hey, Ma, it's a sign. You can't do that. The tablet shuts off by 10 p.m. So you watching TV till 11 or 10 till 10 o'clock, it goes off. So you just talk to each other. Some people will talk all night till the next morning. You are allowed to talk to each other, but you can't go sleep in somebody else's bunk. So if you're in a cell, you're talking across from each other. Which if you're making too much noise, you can get punished for that as well. So there is time on everything. You can't just stay up and say at 10 o'clock, let me go warm up something to eat. Yeah, no, because everything's shut down by 10 p.m. and you are locked in. So that's it. If let's say you do fight, you go to lockdown for 30 days. So they remove you and you have to be isolated for 30 days. And then you have to go to court inside the jail. There's a court line. You do that. Plead your case, like, I wasn't fighting, I was fighting, and then that's it. They'll bring you back, or you stay in lockdown for maybe another 30 days if something severe happens. When it comes to friends, like the twin mom was saying, when it comes to friends, she was very right. A lot of our African family, they need to cut it out with the Obaye say, because guess what? If we really look at their closets, their kids are doing worse than we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Um, now you say something about middle school. The kids they start younger than that. In elementary school, they smoke. Now there's vape. So much accessibility. As parents, African parents, let me say it like that. We need to stop being naive and think our children are these holy moly rollies because we take them to church on Sundays. Check your children's room. Look in their book bags. Look in their pockets. I do that to my kids. I don't give a damn if you're 25. I'm gonna check because we're not gonna be in the house and you start with a little vaping and the next thing marijuana in my house. What else is gonna be next? You're gonna have pew pew in my house?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely
fentanyl.
not. Check your children. Maybe phones are going to be a little bit hard when they're teenagers, but from 8 years old, because children at 8, they're very curious. 6, maybe not so much. People want to do overtime, so they shut their kid up by giving a phone, and that's it. They're watching the internet. There's a lot that they are learning on the internet, and people are buying games. Let me tell you, some of these children get arrested because they're playing Call of Duty, and I'm not trying to say bad things about Call of Duty or violent games, right? I know for a fact 5 kids that got arrested at my job. I shouldn't say kids because they were 18 years old. A video game that they were playing, they actually went out imitating it, running and shooting people in the middle of the day. And when they sat in front of me, oh, we were just playing the video game, but you went out in the real life. How did you even get the pew pew? Like, and their mindset because they're still immature. So if you're not paying attention where your child is, and if your kid, for example, if your kid brings something to your house, you know you did not purchase it. Question that child. I have a teenager. When he brings different items home, where did you get that sneakers from? Where did you get that hat from? Where did you, even if it's a wristband, you know this band that say blood, give blood or save blood. If the school gave it to them, I want to know because you don't know if that person that gave it to them stole it. Again, I'm not scaring nobody. This is reality because you don't want your child to wind up in a place that I work at. I'll keep saying that. I tell my kids, I don't want to see you on my job. If you there, I'm not coming to visit. So keeping our children, communication open. Stop acting like you don't want to talk to your children. Ask them, wait, you keep talking to Kofi on the phone. Who's Kofi? You keep talking to Abna. Who's Abna's mother? And your children are not only having friends in the church. I'm telling you this because I'm in church more than anybody. And my kids have friends that don't go to church. So don't believe that your children friends are only in church. No.
Yeah,
So
that's
to me, communicate. Check your children bags. Check their rooms. When they go to school, go in their room and snoop around. It's okay to snoop. I'd rather snoop and see some things than not snooping. Right now, my kids are away. They went away with my husband. I'm going to be honest with you. I went through their whole room. And if I find something that they should not have, this is what I do. I'm not saying you should do it. This is what I do. And I did find one time I found a vapor thing in my son's room. I didn't say nothing. I took it and I threw it away. And not in my house. I took it in my car and I chucked it while I was going somewhere. More than once I found it, then I questioned him. Oh, it's for my friend. Why is it in my house? Because I don't smoke. You don't smoke. Why is it? You don't hold nobody's stuff. Never. Don't do that. Because now your fingerprints is on it. When when stuff go down, you going down because your fingerprint is on it. We should also put our children in sports. I promise you. That really helps them. Let me tell you why. Because the coaches keep them responsible and also accountable. Because if your child get out of school at 2:30, most of the kids 2:30, 3 o'clock, and you a mom that is a nurse or like I work till 4 p.m., right? My son get out of school before I get out of work. You're not there when your child is home. That 1 hour, anything can happen. If they're in sports, most of the time you get home before them. And if you're doing a double, have somebody that's going to supervise your child from 10 years old, all the way to, especially me, I'm more concerned about the teenage years because that's when they're more mischievous. Don't let people drop your children off for you. Please, mommies and daddies. Don't let people take, if you don't have a car, send an Uber. I'd rather have my child in an Uber than let my neighbor or my friend, who I call friend, drop my child off. No, you're not getting nobody's car. In an Uber, we can hold somebody's responsible, but it's your friend that is dropping your kid off. There's drugs in their car. There's gun. Again, I keep saying drugs and gun because that's what most people put in their car. No, take the time out. Stop working overtime. If your child is playing sport, go be the support, be the cheerleader. Go be the one screaming for your kid. Then they know that, oh, my mom don't play, my dad don't play. They're always gonna be there. The moment they see that little leeway, mommy's never here. Guess who's gonna be their support? Their streets. And guess what? I will talk about gang activities because the gang members want your children. They know you're not around. They see you living all the time. You African, you want to go build a house in Ghana. Guess who's going to be your child coach? The game man down the street. They're watching every move that your child is doing. Oh, they see the child wearing bobos and little stupid ass sneakers. Now they want to offer them Jordans because everybody's wearing Jordans. Guess who wants Jordans? The 16-year-old boy. And your kid have Jordans in the room. You know you didn't buy it. You don't question that. Because I'm
also meba because I was said me de eba twi mu waka enoma bebree pa adofo no ai ye miss wonderful all my ye hu nyina ne se ye ma no ye ma ye ni enko ye ma no ho o se enkeke no nko apa dia o se dem no for ya ye ho family members because of abroche asemunti to da bi wo ho amesi o twin mom e ya fa me ba mama me ba e was sports me bodo bo mint me twin mom fire ma o se enkebe ye pa sa de no ye ntwa so ye get involved e wo ye ma no abrabom se bia uba fa uba ma no e ye better say obema wadanfo aye because at the end no e ya na ye nanfo ne aba be family enti so wadanfo bi e ye wo bakura bibia eya ode enipa ne kura fa aban mremu no eya na eden because enipa no oye u close friend oye u family member but me fa ni say Uber driver bi na driver na bibi koba ende wunim ne oba bia u betimi aye wasa twetwe mu say eya na sports ye de ye mano ye momo ye sports eya na eye eto de bi ohwa eya na post no de ne boy den de miss wonderful ntino ye ntimi afford and I am so I bet me afford name so yet but or say and no name so boa because time maybe as oh yeah duma 9 to 5 or whatever shifter and crying pon omo koho and a home so discipline ewo because omo yes sports omo coach you know e make sure say omo ye and roma ne kwan so but ni nyina mu no ye wo kan say ye double no ye sha and then ka before nka won te say Ghana ni ba ebi ewo efikesie mana ya chino but ene ye mano ai enkrofo ya amodin fo ya wo kan ye wo mo no omo wo ho a wo metu wo ho asi ho se parent a wo wonya available a wontimi enhwe wo ba no wo mo de wo matu wo ho asi wo so mbe wo kama krakro no na wo mo de na ba ba family member de akra ne hia bia no wo mo be ya ama no o si bi wo ho a eskase munti ye ma no and woman you omo pe designer sneakers ni ade ye mo bi wo ho a ye discano a the money is not adding up it becomes so hard for us to buy so expensive and pabuano but oba ebe show the be cost wo be sire no wo ma wo mo je ba ebo so ya eye enkrofo ya chese wo ya ha wo mo ebe tututuo no mo jampi amanfo no wo ma be je wo ba no wo mo be to ade e farmer no name brand yi wo be to bia ma no empabo mo be to bia ma no wo ni akra ni be di nkomo wo ne be kase wo be wo ho ma akra no to da bi wo enu ntia na ye mani bebre wo ho a wo feel so connected with sankrofo na ye ti wo free wo ho a wo nte because at the end of the day no they can always count on them eta wo machi but as a mom and as a dad ye busa say oba it me counting on you say no matter what mama obe wo ho nti e ho na I'm wonderful or they aba be bro beto as me patcho say bia o question being so wo ho bi
me pese me busa Me pa
Now,
chompe se me busa
okay,
question.
twin mom, busana omrem.
Meche obi ba me ewo me niece eden e closet mu. Na about 12 something. Yet the living room one for her okofa pronechi na window no fa mu ba fie on. Me question is say, say Ghana na machi obi ba ka bo mebu no. Mebu no no bi say fan kwan be na fa so. But me sister hu no no me na me ko hu ye na man ka hwe na me man. Unim de oye o san fa ne tena ne kam. Obusan say hey, o ma me ne hwan fa ma me na mam o say me nana, please, my grandmom is gonna kill me. My grandmom is gonna kill you. Who shall me back close as I was Andre gonna kill me. Okay. Na Mr. Fa no tena came and no san ko see no fie. Enti no wo ho kwan say me question say wo ho kwan say wo be ko school because akola no ne ko school. Wo be ko school akọ report asem ya na aden.
Okay,
Because
Mr. Wonderful. And say Osai social worker into no obetimi answer my.
yeah, na afen so no ade ba kwa me hu ye ne se sister ne kan bibi wo adwuma especially so a single parent will chromase a enye easy. Wo try say wo be ye adwuma na wa hwe wo ma at the same time. Na eno na ede sadden but because akra ne ye bibi ade ba kwa me steady one so ye bibi na am say hey ade na wo ye no wa pama or say auntie, you know I find it very difficult to say sorry. Miss really me and Kamedo beko Ghana because baby a keka kono.
Twin mom, na here amodi omo kwa Ghana, any Ghana for.
Ghana na gye adbɔnyɛ fo Ghana fo ani abere o.
And yes, Ghana neje adboniyefo. One say akra ni nya 18 na. Before say, but onya 18 per one shot okwa akodem. One shot ko 18 me I believe says all the ne kwa. Na satem no wo ho beba no efie nyansa ne kakra. But owa na when you say 13 14 years no or person or yes ade no. Ah all boss all ko sad line mu no. One hwe ya na 18 no to no kromase a. Obwa akodem.
Yo, sister Wonderful.
It's me
Mama
na
me
for
mfa we nka ho. Me pa chow. Ehɔ no consider about age. Say be a 70 years or 80 years na be a we are born a consider say be a we old nti no.
Say
Opane
65
emu
and above, no.
They don't consider, they still arrest you. I know
Yeah,
somebody who's 72 years old.
yeah.
yeah
If
semu.
you do a crime, you have to do the time. They don't care. I tell you, the people I know some the people that work with crutches or cane or in a wheelchair, there is a place they put them, so that you won't be crossed around like hurt.
Yeah,
But
because you have a special aid machine,
yeah,
they'll put you
but
there.
you they still arrest you. They even have a blind man in my job. He's blind, but he committed a crime. Somebody that having stroke, they committed a
Na
crime. They there.
And Miss Wonderful, we refi, Mr. Wonderful, say yes, what you treat. Catch a Ghana form ban, say, especially single mothers, no, say, or Monty Jumano so, and the two, or move your mom when you conquer down. Ghana, you ba, not down for a best ba. No more shasa so, diago, not the demo, or decon concern with phones, you don't decon concern so, while quack vibrator, I've been in trim, nififim, but the nine barcoda, net, you see,
Enye
ne
dia
nya
papa
yɛ
wait.
sign
Enye dia minim
sign
say wo bi me
ade
friend.
ne nya
ade
yɛ
aso ko ba no de.
Miss Wonderful ne nya yɛ sign saa 2 hours na ɔbɛkɔ
You
na
know
deɛ ɔmo
all
yɛ no ɔmo
that.
ayɛ yi wehu ɛwɔ sɛ ɔmo keka ɔmo nyɛma twem kɛkɛ na ɔmo enyi kɔ nkɔdaa no ho ɛna tu nso so yɛka no if you can see no any pleasant place. Me and me nurse me ko ye dwuma wo ho 1 month. Ye mpa ye nya hwe na ye kɔ mo mo service healthcare no. Ye nkra no kwa mentally no. So nya de bia wo odo bi wo mental health na. Wuntumi affect you because one me wunya kɔ room a wunya service. And just me other hospital ya me ye dwuma wo federal hospital. Other way me rotate ya na me call detention one for 1 month me ko relieve obi. Wunya service me ba person of me and sen kame me ma me first day me start ma me to America Connecticut na kuma etu na me be wa achi when I'm saying why then wa achi ejuma na mkoye but otete on team and the whole day ade sɛ mapɔn ansa ɛna ɛkura ebien bi na ne brɔfo yɛfrɛ no lockdown obi ebibi na yɛ lock down a wo a wontumi nkɔ fie wonkɔ fie ɛ sɛ wodi w'aduane dɔbɔ kɔ biribi etumi si ɛwɔ sɛ ehu sɛ ɛnyɛ pleasant place obi bɛka sɛ ɛwɔ ahotɔ wɔ hɔ kyɛn ghana fine ɛsiane sɛ wobɛhu aborɔfo ɛsiane sɛ ɛhɔ nyɛ kankan bebree sɛ ghana but nana akua yɛn nyinaa yɛte aburokyire o fan sɛ wote wo dan mu na woyare na woda mpa so na wontumi mmovi ɛdan baako aburokyire o ɛyɛ fɛ ɛyɛ hwam yɛ adeɛ o but staying at one place for a very long time no ɛtumi ma w'ani fira koraa ɛnyɛ healthy nti fɛhyɛ w'adwene sɛ ɛnyɛ baby papa. There's no, and I'm wonderful kind. There's nothing like freedom. What sorry if you won't man up, watch you, what kakra, watch you, why you wake kakra, watch you, why you be baby kakra. But who quite you may be able to me yet. Nadia mobile 2, 3, 4. And one environment and one way area. Yarian so ho tatete ye can bear me or
Yare
will be
nko.
or bear more or 1 year one quada wow as 70 and an hour to over benny dinner to a year normal. I
Yare
hear
nko.
what I know. All bano yale no deba. We very young career or the abe sign. And baso so abenakoko ye chin oka or see and bat to and bat tetramat to tetramat or see when you just jail. Not the drove for 4 years figane but utrimanka for 5,000 and a chin or see a walk ɛna etuntumfoɔ yi bi a yɛwɔ mu America no ɔkyerɛ no maame no kyi no wɔgye wɔ na ɔkyerɛ no nti ɔno ɔka no korɔ sɛ ɔyɛ mmienu nyina anka obi ba fɛfɛɛfɛ sɛ a wabea akɔ ebiri girls ɔkɔ legon no yɛpame no ɔkɔ wie ɔde aduru foforɔ yɛpame no ɔkɔ UCC ɔwie with first class nka na ewie yɛ na ɔde nam wɔn wɔn ne nyinaa ndanfofoɔ yi biara and we have to be careful. Young mpanyinfoɔ no nso so we have to be careful. There's nothing me say 1 month pɛ na mekɔ yi adwuma wɔ hɔ de wehu ɛma me hu wiase no in a different world. Nti ama menya mbrɛ bi a I prefer going on vacation na mekɔ relieve me stress kakra na ɛnyɛ sɛ wenya sika bi o but because biribi to me see in the next moment. Saa na life na akɔyɛ. You enjoy life, we hear the also we hear better, but make good use of it. Yanya yamba nkasa, and no be any one yama batete, a accident eba. But Ghana for kasa, a bunyin pa boom to said you'll be there, was said to say they're not trying to make a kakana miraho. And we should learn to be sympathetic and empathetic. One empathetic, one sympathetic, and ya shush. But Ghana, you know, yes, I know we front to my no put ye, and mamma watch your bank and me trouble to be a sorrow for no. The occupant to cause a wabuduku and you might ten no conquansa sɛ nkurɔfoɔ no wɔn makeonfoɔ no sɛ nkurɔfoɔ bi no conquansa bi di conquansa kawasam ya ɔmboa so we should change we should change na yɛnkyerɛ ɔdɔ na wɔsi na mungyae sɛ mote fie na monyɛ hwɛ moabɛ mu nan baako daa na tɔɔ yi hyɛ mo drɛ 3 hours sɛ mo bɛɛdi agɔ wɔnkɔhwɛ deɛ ɔmɔyɛ ma w'enyi nkɔ ɔmo ho na that's it.
Yeah, that's it. A pow. Sister wonderful. I twin mom or say opesu who say who say oba any obi a dear grow and any panel any good and also be who say bad friend be ababe share or bad edema abemufie na wonya aware. How do you
ahomache
But you have a question.
yo kwesi my twin mom be no in we why sister wonderful me pacho answer my
Twin mom, you know what?
yes
I would do the
no
same thing that your sister did. I will personally drive that kid home. I'm not gonna beat them. Obviously, they're in your home because they feel secured. I know it sounds silly. One thing I always encourage my children: I don't let my children go nowhere house, but they can bring anybody they want because now you get to know who they're hanging around with,
right.
and again, I'm not just saying anything bad. If your sister have opened her home like that, no kid will be hiding in there. You know what I'm saying? They'll be freely saying, "Oh ma, we coming to visit." And if they were hiding there, obviously they feel comfortable. And in your car, you know there's no pew pew, there's no drugs. So I don't mind taking that kid. And also, if it's 12 midnight, I would not want to. I don't know how old the kid is. A 16-year-old, even a 17-year-old, walking or taking the Uber. To me, I will make sure they got home safe. That's what I would do. I will not go complain to the school because it have nothing to do with the school. They came to your house. I will talk to their parent, not the school. I'll talk to the kid and also let the kid know, hey, if you want to come to my house, let me know ahead of time. And when you come, say hello to me so I know you're here. And also let your child know anybody they invite to the house, They can come in, but they need to respect your home and say hello. Hey, mom, here. Oh, my friend John is here. My friend Kofi is here with me. And I will make sure I say hello to the person. Invite them to eat. Ask questions. That's what I do with my kids' friends. Definitely. I will ask questions. So what you guys doing? Are you in sports? And somebody asked about sports. Every school have activities that are free.
Right.
You just have to know the season. My kids play American football for free in school. They play wrestling for free. I go to all their sports activities. Basketball, there's free. In middle school and high school, it's free. Elementary school, you might have to pay, because they usually don't have too much. Like they might be in karate or soccer team or whatever. You might have to pay. But once they get to middle school, everything is free. You need to know the season. And guess what? Your child know the season because they give them papers to come. Oh, there's a tryout for this. Your kid know. And go to PTAs. I'm part of the PTA. Go to PTAs. You hear more, instead of us working like the man was saying before. Stop working so much. Be involved in your child's school. Let your child friends know you. Let them think you the coolest mom, even though you might be goofy. Let them think you so cool. Be in their conversation. When my kids are downstairs with their friend, I go there, I offer them drinks. Hey, you want water? Let me give you a snack. I go see what they're watching. If they're in my son's room, I go in the room, knock on the door, give them the respect. What you guys watching? You need to know who is around your child. You need to know. And if they come to your house, to me, it's best for you to take them. Or if their mom or dad is coming to pick them up. But I'm not letting my child go in their mom or dad's car, even if I know them. If it's 2 o'clock in the morning, my kid is in somebody's house. Mommy, can you pick me up? I'm going in my pajamas and I'm getting my child. Nobody's driving my child. When they're 18, that's a different story. Nobody's driving my child nowhere. I don't care how tired I am. I'll put it up and I'll drive and go get my kid. I'm not just letting nobody drive my child. I'm not. And you think I'm living in fear? No, I know what I'm living in and my job. So we're not doing it. Absolutely not. I'm not going to put my kid in that position.
What about sleepover?
I don't do that. I don't agree with
Okay.
that. Sleepover, let me tell you why. If you have a daughter and she's sleeping over, you don't know that woman's husband, what they can do. You don't know their brother. If you have a daughter, I'm saying I have sons, so I don't know. And boys get abused too. I personally don't believe in sleepovers. You want to sleep over? They can sleep over in my house. My kid is not. My sister is the only person that my kids sleep over their house. I don't let my kid, even my own older brother. No, my brother have 4 daughters and I have sons. My sons don't need to sleep in my brother's house, even though I know they're not going to commit any incest. No, we're not doing that. You have daughters and I have sons. They can come visit for 4 hours, but they're coming back home. They're not sleeping over. Absolutely not. But my sister have boys and girls. And I know when my sons go there, they sleep in the boys' room, not their daughter's, room. They can play together, but they go sleep in the boys' room. Friends, I personally, again, I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. I personally don't believe in that. If it's a school trip, my church wanted a trip, fine. I know there's going to be a chaperone. There's going to be an adult there. They're not going to let my son sneak and go do some crazy stuff. Or, so I know there's a chaperone that's going to be with them. So it's okay. But just randomly, I'm going to sleep in Kofi's house? Yeah, you're not doing that. Absolutely not. We're not doing that. And about Ghana, real quick, when Twin Mom said, Twin Mom, all due respect, I am 110% against that. I do believe that when we send our wonderful children that we think they're so chaotic, we can't control them, you send them to Ghana. You here, right? You have the freedom. You don't have to worry about them. You just send $100 a month or a week or whatever. You don't know the BS that goes on in Ghana or Accra or Togo. You don't know what people, you might be sending money to your mom, your sister, your brother, your cousin. You know they abuse those kids endure before they come back. So you have a kid that was super hyper here, right? And I see this all the time because my little part-time job that I do is behavior therapy, and I see children, and I see some Ghanaian children. They come back from Ghana. This kid was very hyper, and I'm not giving nobody's names. They're very hyper. They weren't listening, so we sent him to Ghana for 3 years. The kid come back timid, simple because the abuse that they endure over there. Now they're beating them with cane. Like the kid is not an animal. They don't let these kids be themselves. This kid that you thought was such a troublemaker, now they come back They can't even open their mouth to talk. Is that what you're looking for? Just because you
No.
can't sit and communicate, your kid is 13, they're acting up. There is a reason why your child is acting up. Again, now this is my social work part of me. Everything that we do as adults, there's a reason why we do it. The same thing with kids. If your kid is constantly hanging around their friends, don't want to listen, don't want to talk back to you, there's a reason why the kid is doing that. Because you're doing that damn 24-hour living. You come home on Saturday, you want to make your banco and across you, and you go back on Sunday. You don't even ask your child, how was your week? How was school? What did your teacher said? How did daddy treat you? How did your sister treat you? You don't even talk to your child. You just focus on. And again, my twin mom, I'm not attacking you per se. I hear stories. People constantly working and they forget that the kid needs to be talked to. Your kid need a hug. You can't just like suss it all the time. No. Ask your child what's going on. Sit with them. Let them come lay in your bed. Hug them. Talk to them about anything. And why are you talking about anything? Talk about don't hang around the wrong guys. So you wind up in jail. Talk to them about life. You know? Just because they're being disrespectful, there's a reason why. Find out the true reason. Why are you acting like that? Maybe because they don't want you working as much. And they will let you know once you communicate. Mom, you're doing too much. You always at work. You never with me. You don't come to my games because they see Kofi mom is always at the games. You know, because I go to my son's sports games and I drive kids home all the time. And sometimes I'm like, that's so sad. Every week I'm driving this boy home. Your mom never comes. Oh, she have to work overtime. And at one point I said, I don't mind. But then I have to say, enough is enough. Your mom needs to bring her ass, her butt here too. She needs to come support because the kids look for the mom. So we really need to be consciously, you know, just on purpose, spend time with our children. And if you have more than one child, that kid that's being disrespectful, on Saturday or whatever, they don't have school, take them on a lunch. Go on a date with your kid. And just you and that kid, go to IHOP. Hey, what do you want to talk about? What is your favorite color? Some of us don't even know our kids' favorite colors, their favorite music, or what they watch in their room. But we say we're mothers and fathers. We need to stop that. We really need to do better.
That's
And
it.
this is how they wind up on the streets.
Yeah, that's it. Kwasi,
Yeah.
Kwasi say our question. Kwasi, bebusa or question. No. Kwasi, Ghana secondary owaha. Kwasi waha. Okay, Kwasi nyanya ready. Adofo, mama menchia che biwate because I adofo ne basa it was set you recognize it. Yadofo no na Emma woman sweni ji Emma woman say you're so happy with their presence here. Calculus nyame ensure wo me who said na kese wo be say baby a gift a kese o de buy any adofo amaba be gifting na nyame ensure mo miss perfect e de ebusuafo a ye ne mo ade me pamacho ma mumudi amonfa enche me I see you. Rocco and so Wahaya sister Joy, I see you. Aye brother upon I see you. Lady Christ and Josephine Modia Macho. Ebusua mo ha de ma mo mudi amon franche me why send ye be continue on program no. Under God ye chiao alphabet ye chiao Priscilla and so ye chiao Winnie sweet ye mau akwaba akosia ye boy ye mau akwaba Elizabeth mete on kanche epa Heritage Spice and so ye mau akwaba Teresa Ohima ye mau akwaba Uncle Ben oho ye de Dan Philip ye mau akwaba Winfo me mau akwaba Lady Joe Matt ye da wasese ene wa ba be join ye e wa ha say blessing me mau akwaba Adom oho ye de Stewart ye mau akwaba Sarah Lee I see you na adofo mi bobodi no na mo gifte yes sister wonderful and then why dear pa na mo follow no as well Vicky Joy me ma akwaba abidie ne ne hyase Frank me ma akwaba ma efia sapon oho ye nana ama ohima me ma akwaba Lamte Mills akwaba ma ya e de oyefie ni pa ma bana oho ye Hajia Gold oho ye dear Frederick me ma akwaba Beatrice, I hope said ohuye. Grace, ohuye dear. Miss Trace, and so is it Tracy, yemau akwaba. Ketri, and so ye if ye ni papa. Albert, yemau akwaba. Ora. Careful Sue, and let you buy one report to yourself. I careful Sue, and so if ye ni pa. Councillor Nana, yemau akwaba. Sylvester, ye chiao. Edusi poku, ye chiao. Steve, ohun eye. Edward nso wɔ ha abaawa deɛ yɛne no ana ɛhyɛ aseɛ. Dora yɛma wo Akwaba ɛpaa. Adwoa Ewura Adwoa Nhyira wo ho yɛ ɔbaa wo ho yɛ Ken nso wɔ ha. Akosua Menu yɛkyia wo Great nso wɔ ha. Evelyn wo ho yɛ deɛ. Teacher ae nso wɔ aha sei. Raymond nso deɛ ɔyɛ efie nipa paa. Isaac Opon yɛkyia wo. Nana Ama Japan nso abɛyɛ efie nipa. Legacy yɛkyia wo. George yɛma wo Akwaba. Hetty ho yɛ deɛ. Trimo nso wɔ ha sei. Edin yi deɛ is it Timo? Okay. Nso yɛwɔ aha sei. Wanhwɛ anum akɔ akɔka deɛ yɛnka. Miriam nso wɔ ha. Dalview TV Akwaba. D yɛma wo Akwaba. Kofi yɛkyia wo. Sweet Mama ho yɛ deɛ. Becky 1 yɛma wo Akwaba. Rita Nkrumah Akwesi Kathy yɛkyiakyia mu nyinaa. Kwame Nkrumah nso wɔ ha. Sɛ woyɛ program sei na Miss Wonderful, you know, when the sister is in the house, na Kwame Nkrumah nso ba deɛ a, na kyerɛ sɛ baabi a ɛkɔ kama paa. Philip yɛkyia wo. Ɔbaa yɛkyia wo. Ghostface wɔ ha. Ɛne kyerɛ sɛ agye nsɛmu. Maggie ɔsɛe yɛkyia wo. Another Evelyn yɛkyia wo. Mavis yɛkyia wo paa. Baby Jet ɛne adɔfoɔ nyinaa mepatwɔ sɛ maama wo din a fa kyɛ me ɛnyɛ boapaeɛ ba ɛnɛ no first time na waba abɛjoin ne ya. Ɛyɛ yɛn nyinaa me ne me team ɛyɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛn nigyeɛ sɛ ɛno waba abɛjoin ne yɛ. Nyame ensure sɛ waba abɛjoin ne yɛ. Make sure sɛ wobɛfollow me. Yɛhyia on Tuesdays, Thursday and Sunday. Again, so also was special to be na wo bibi wɔ hɔ na wo nso pɛ sɛ ɔbɛ educate a platform no ɛyɛ nyinaa yɛ dea yɛayɛ ne open ɛsɛ yɛbɛba aba abɛkyerɛkyerɛ yɛn ho adeɛ ɛwɔ ha. Yɛda ase Sister Wonderful. Kwesi wɔ hɔ. Kwesi Adana, Facebook family, Medamase, Auntie Veronica, I see you. Kweku Mensa, I see you. Naima, I see you. We go way back. That's one of my friends from middle school. It is so good to see you. Dear. Kwesi Asari, and so ever so. Kwesi, me pacho wa ha say. Emi se Kwesi Ada. Miss Wonderful, me pacho yentoa so. Adofo mo question, enche ye ba be pon cause echina. Ye nyina ye beko ejuma anapa. Me pacho adofo se mo question bi a mo de be ma ye Sister Wonderful type ana afro so bra. Mesa de naba.
Yeah, bem say Sister Wonderful all castle na me te bem say akra no hia help. One ne ma me ni na bem say o say o musiki for help. Because enoma ekoso no Mrs. Ame me ni hobim enoma ekoso no deep mint menka but so betimi aba because omo woni New Jersey so betimi aye yanka me ne Mrs. Tabeka sana one na
Sister Wonderful my on in kasa twin mom follow no let's send in a message na mo ebi a mo betimi kasa mo maye mo aboa ye ho de bi ho enye se ye maame no ma na ye papa no o mu nim resources resources bebre ho but ye mate ye getting information from the wrong people ena ye Ghana phone mu bi eni die kwan so ye musa ena ye nhwehwe because nuntia na America say sometimes our English vanish and when it vanish yentimi English no de bia no baby information kura wo say ye kobusa ne de ye 2x2 English ne kura mpa ye nkobusa but enoma bebre ewo ho a say ye busa ye benya help no aman aboa ye ne ye ma no se ne ye beya enye ateatea ebro no enkura ne nso omo bre na afa di omo agye yensem ni wie a na ya na afa ye kosiki for help no ntino yes throw owo hawa yenko the right places and yet the wrong places. Miss Wonderful ye nebe rapport up on my end adofo wo questioner fabra but ye better than now abebi I know say alone better come abebi.
Thank you so much for having me here. You are right. I do have 2 more points, and I definitely will take a couple of questions, and I'm going to sleep for tomorrow. So thank you so much. the one point that I need to make, one of the men that was saying that he was a nurse, that he worked in the jail, he's right. When it comes to mental health, it's very important. I personally, and I'm very proud to say this, I go to therapy once a week. I need therapy to work in the big house because guess what? Seeing the things that I see, 10 years I've been doing this. If I don't get my mental health in check, and I don't go to my pastors, to me, again, I'm not disrespecting no pastor. They cannot help me. I need somebody who's not biased, who's not going to be like, oh, what's so? No, I go to a therapist once a week because I need to be okay for my own family. Because imagine everybody dumping on you. You see all the stuff that happened in the big house, and then you come home to your family to dump on them. No. So I personally, the things I see there, he says something that is so funny. I go to work, right? I get searched like an inmate. I don't have a phone with me. My cell phone does not go in the building with me. We're not allowed. My home keys does not go with me, or my car keys. Everything stays in the locker, which is down away from where my office is. So if my child needs, this is an emergency, my child's school's calling, they'll call my office number. So I have access to that, my office number. My cell phone, I only get to use my cell phone when I'm on lunch break. So there are positives and there's some negatives. I get searched every day. I work, going to work, get searched. Going home, I get searched. So 8 hours, I'm locked in. Every door that I go to, I don't have keys to open. I have to wait to be buzzed in and buzzed out. So for example, if an inmate is chasing me and I get to a door, I will have to wait. But the inmate, they don't chase people like that. It's not, they don't have access to just run away like that to come and chase me. So I'm just letting you know the dangers of the place too. Again, I enjoy what I do as long as I can help one person. I enjoy what I do. So I'm locked in 8 hours a day. When I leave my job at the door, I don't think about it no more. I don't turn around. If I leave something in my locker, I don't go back to the next day. I don't bring my job at home. Today, I'm discussing this because my husband and my 2 sons, they traveled. So I have the liberty. I mean, I can talk about it if I'm downstairs, but I will not be sleeping next to my husband talking about this whole entire time. So this was a perfect day. Jerome, thank you very much. The 2 points I want to make is not everyone in the big house belong there. Let me tell you why. Some people might have mental health disorders. As Africans don't want to accept that. Our family might be depressed. They might have anxiety. They might have schizophrenia or bipolar. If you have a family member, and I remember very well when my father took us to Togo, his sister's son, that I didn't know, I was younger. I think I was 10 years old. The guy used to talk to himself. And in Ghana, in Togo, at that time we were in Togo, they used like, crazy, he's crazy, he's crazy. As an adult, getting my education, and I remember they used to take him to some asylum or something to get medicine. My cousin had schizophrenia, but nobody really diagnosed him. So, and I know that even here in America, some of our family members might have some kind of disorder. And now maybe one day you kind of bring me on when it comes to children, because these kids that I deal with, some of them have ADHD, you know, they might have autistic, and I deal with, we'll talk about it another time. We are in so much denial about that. Me bambodam, me bambodam. Your child doesn't have to be bodam, or your brother, or even your own husband might have bipolar, disorder or schizophrenia. You see them drinking all the time to suppress the voices that they're hearing. We don't want to accept that. Africans or black to we don't believe in mental health. And I'm very, very 100% on that. If my child need help, I'm getting them the help they need from school, from us. I'm begging anybody that will listen to me. We need to be aware of that, because some of these people that are incarcerated in the big house, sometimes all they need is a mental health. They need to be in a mental institution, well medicated the right way so they can live a normal life. Because if somebody's hearing voices, right? I'll give you a perfect example. The voice is saying, hurt your mom, hurt your dad. You upstairs sleeping or downstairs sleeping, and your cousin that you brought from Africa, hearing voices. It's not their fault. They have schizophrenia. You there laying down, they try to choke you now. You call the police, they arrest him. He's not diagnosed with anything. He's sitting in jail. He's still not diagnosed because he doesn't know, but now he's showing symptoms. So I might say, hey, let's put in the psych order. Let's see what's going on. I'm not the only one. Nurses will see it too, or their officers might see it. And then later on, they find out, oh, this person is schizophrenia. They're still not releasing them because they were not diagnosed before. Now they're diagnosed. They still committed a crime by choking you. You call the cops. They still have to go to court. And, hopefully they get the right medication, then they can come out and do the right thing. Some people I know that had some kind of disorder, and they send them back home. They send them back to Africa because we're not dealing with this nonsense. They'll send them back home. And I'm not saying they deport people because they have mental health. Some people are locked up because they have a mental health. They might have a crisis that nobody knew about. They might be out there taking their shirt off. They might use a pew-pew. I'm going to kill everybody. The moment they say that, they're getting arrested. But really, they might have some kind of issue that we could have resolved it by helping them get medication that they need. And we didn't do that because we have this. You're finding cost of food. They're finding all the time. They want to go to Sofu. Okay, prayer is good, but get them the medication that they need.
Right.
So they can be normal and better. You know what society called normal.
Right.
Don't just, sit there. Oh, my bra is talking to himself. Why? Africa, for we don't go to doctor. No, get them the help that they need. So they don't wind up in the big house. Because once it's easy to get in the big house. It's damn hard to get out.
That's right.
Lawyers, they're not trying to take your case. Twin mother said, and she is very right. They're charging $20,000, $30,000. It's not $5,000. Especially, they know that these people are selling a journal. They're not charging them $5,000. I know a kid that was in my house last year. A kid that was a very good kid. Not my family. A kid was in my house before Thanksgiving. I didn't drive him home because he was 19. He wanted to go back home. Bet, go ahead. Come back tomorrow. We're going to have Thanksgiving dinner. And it's great that we have iPhones. The next day, my older son is telling me the kid phone is pinging in another state. As we speak today, the kid is locked up. This is a kid that never was suspended from school, never had problem from school. Because of association. And I'm not just blaming his association. He also took himself there because nobody put pew-pew to his head to go where he was. Because where I worked at, I can never receive a phone call from him. And even me saying this, I need to be extremely careful because I have to report that I know somebody who's, So let me not even say that. I'm saying we need to be extremely careful of who our family or friends are hanging around. You think this kid was such a great child. Now they somewhere in another state and they can't come home till next year. And it hurts my heart to know that. But I can't talk to him. I cannot put my name on anything. I cannot send no money because, first of all, he know where I work and I told him about it. Everyone that come around me, I tell them, don't get in people's car. Don't go nobody. I say the same thing to everybody. So we need to be careful when it comes to mental health. And my last point, and then whatever questions people can ask me. If somebody is incarcerated in the big house, please, as a family, let's be supportive. Because you know what? They need somebody to just talk to. Even if you don't go visit, write them a letter. They need that. Tell them about what's going on. Tell them your little baby went to school, they play soccer or anything. Sometimes they just want to hear that because they look for us, the staff, to come and tell stories. So when they come to my group, I'm being honest, I take 15 minutes just to give them life stories. It could be BS. Anything just for them to get excitement a little bit, for their mind to be okay. As supposed to imagine the same thing, you eat the same thing every day, over and over. The same food you eat on Monday, they give you next Monday. Tuesday, you get chicken. Because next Tuesday, you're going to get the same chicken. It's the same food they eat every week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It could be whatever. Sandwich, chicken. They don't get rice. They don't get pasta. Like they say, mashed potato. The same thing they repeat. So somebody's there for 18 months, 24 months, 36 months. The same crap they be eating for 3 years. So at least write them a letter. Tell them you love them. You're here for them. You might not be there for them, but just say something for them to have a little hope. And when they come home, I'm telling you this, most of them, and I have to use this bad word, they get fucked up in their brain because guess what? The system fucked them up. Excuse my language. Their mind is messed up. My twin mom said this kid keeps himself. You know why? Because the PTSD. For 5 years, that shit is crazy. You repeat the same thing. You in the darkness. It's not bright in the big house. It's not. I'm telling you right now. My office is very bright because they make sure we see what we type in. It's not bright. It's gloomy. You don't get to see outside. There's no windows for them to see outside. Even my office, I don't have a window. So on my lunch break, I make sure I get outside just to take a deep breath and come back in. It's messed up. It really messed people up. They become comfortable. They become accustomed to when you see somebody have ever returned from the big house, if you watch their behavior, right? When they get to a door, automatically they stop because they used to when they go to in their big house, they stop to every door before it get open. There's certain places, there's certain things they would do. They might take a shower with their underwear on because in the big house, that's what they do. You can't just be butt naked while other boys are taking showers. Their behavior is different. They will tend to keep them to themselves. If you give them a big room, they can't survive. They want a small little corner. They might have a king size bed. They don't want that. They want a twin size bed. This really messed them up. So me working there, yes, I would love for every one of them to walk home and get out. It's my job. It's my paycheck. But guess what? All of them walk out. There's somebody who's always going to do the wrong thing that will be back in there. So I'm always going to have a job. We just need to be there for our family. But before we get them in there, let's help them so they don't get in there. Because this is not healthy. It's not a good place to be. I work there. I love my job. I know I need help myself because, again, that's why I talk to my therapist because I want to be a better person. And if I can be on platforms like this to share the experience, please, I will do it anytime. Let's not put ourselves in there. It's easy to get in. It's very hard to get out. So Nana, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, Sister Wonderful.
Please, thank you.
Thank you so much, sis. Like,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm speechless. Nurse Mary, also wonderful. God bless for telling the truth. Very educative. Adofo, Ahasena, Sister Wonderful, Ode Yaba, Sister Wonderful, Osha commenter, Eba, Obiasi Yankopon Insure. Good job, Uncle Ben. Well appreciated. God bless you. Adofo, say, are you open? O question is saying, or more is saying, I will be beer, or peso busana. Me pacho, this is the time, cause enche na ye pon. Dr. Tina Akwaba, minim se monsumu will be a mobe adia mavero, minim se mu will be a, and minim se u will be a nanahima. Me pamacho.
Just an
Oh,
add up.
yeah.
When about Nurse Mary and Amavero.
But me, I did be kit to every night. My end. Um, Sister Wonderful did said supportive.
Okay.
I've seen couple of inmates who came back because when they were released, they could not get support. They were depressed and they had to go through the same things they did before and they had to come back. So please, when they are released and they happen to be our family members, let's support them. Say you release your mobile adwuma cry or cry one dream more until mu hear more. If not, they will come back again. And they do come all the time. Until after release, we should move them away from the environment or from the same area in which they lived. Because it's likely that they're gonna come back again with same friends in that same area. So moving them out of, if you can move them out of state or two, far away. If not, friends now more no yes, they can come together again. So after release, question yes, if possible,
Nurse Mary, you know
nearby.
what? Nurse Mary, I agree with you. Moving is not easy. That's number one. And this is what I tell every inmate that walks out of the building leaving. They can move you to Alaska. Remember this, Nurse Mary, and you know this too. You can move a person away, but they go with their own mindset. The person go with themselves. You know that, right? Because they might move out of New Jersey and they move to Alaska. They still have the mindset. If their mindset is not changed, they will find friends there and do the same crap again. You're right. A lot of people return. 10 years I've been there. Before I used to get angry when they come. You're back again? I don't do that anymore. I say, welcome back. At least you are alive. Because some people go home and they overdose and they die. Or some people go home and they get pew-pew because they told on somebody and they don't come back. So now I welcome them. I say, at least you are alive for one more day. So you're right. They don't have support out there. You're very
They
right.
don't have
We
support.
need to get support for these people because, and you're right about the jobs. There are some places that will hire, Target hire, felons, Costco hire felons, but even a place for them to stay. I personally know a person that came home. Nobody, I'm a landlord. I don't want no felon in my house. I'm being honest. Most people get afraid. They don't want a felony person who been to a jail a big house to live in their house. Because now, oh my God, what if you hurt my other tenants? It's hard for them to get housing. So you're right. The next thing they go repeat the same crime. It's hard for them to get jobs. So if somebody who's a drug or journal, they usually go back to that because the first 30 days is the critical time. And most people they can't do it just for 30 days because now they're seeing the good money. They tend to stay in longer. And guess what? The same police will be out there looking for you because they know where you stand and sell your stuff. And it's not only the black Mkofuano. African people are selling a journey too. I know people, and again, I can't tell every story because anybody will pick up and like, oh, she's talking about a job. No. There are some people that are selling a drill. They have tattoo, all of them. You look at them, only their name will tell you they're African. You be like, wait a minute. You serious right now? Yeah. And some of them were born in Africa and they come here to do that nonsense. So you're right. We need to give them support. We definitely have to give support.
That's it. Marvero, emisa na wonso o bibi. Okay, Marvero nyanye ready. Me patcho adofo obi
Me
okay.
dear,
Marvero nyanye ready.
me patcho my ready.
Me dear.
Nana me patcho my ready.
Okay, wait me.
Nana me patcho my ready. Yo. Wait dear.
Okay, my main sound on YouTube. Yeah. I Marvero try so be on mute yourself, Ebien. I Marvero try so be on mute yourself.
I me patcho my yeah.
I Marvero try so be on mute yourself.
I me patcho my yeah.
I Marvero try so be on mute yourself.
I me patcho my
okay, me patcho obi foforo. Marvero mesa de waba na online nim enye kra. Me patcho obi wo question, obi wo bibi a opeso add on ansa na ye one no aso. Adofo e wo soro ha
me patcho my baso afa de yeah.
Okay, aye.
Yo. Meda wonderful I say. In fact, nneɛma a wabɛkyerɛkyerɛ yɛn nnɛ no ama yɛn nyinaa yɛn ho adwiri yɛn. Na mɛsrɛ mo, mo yɛmfa no ebi wɔ hɔ a ne yɛde ayɛ sedeɛ, ebi wɔ hɔ a sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ a adeɛ no ɛbɛkɔ yɛ tiri mu paa. Mɛsrɛ mo, yɛne abaatan a yɛde ahyɛ yɛn ma ne tiri mu a sɛ yɛn ma ne fom yɛn ni anaa mo yɛ bɔne a the punishment yɛ Ghana. Yɛn Ghana no nso no sɛbe mprɛduasa. Ɛwɔ na yɛfire. Yɛma nkwalaa ne ho sɛ ɔmo yɛ bɔne yɛde ɔmo bɛkɔ a ɔmo nyini a kyerɛ sɛ ɔmo kura no kuro no mbɛfa ne sɛ ɛyɛ adebɔnyɛfoɔ kuro. Enti ɔmo mma kura no ɔmo abɛsra yɛn. Mɛsrɛ mo, yɛse baabi a yɛkyekyere aboa no hɔ a na yɛsane no yɛabɛwo ɔmo wɔ ha. Suban bi wɔ hɔ a ha no a na ɔmo abɛfa no. Enti no yɛde mpaebɔ akorɔkorɔ yɛnka ɔmo mata yɛ ho. Enye da kopɛ ne yɛbɛtumi di asesa wɔ mu. Yɛbɛsrɛ. Ɔmo nya a yɛde a ne wɔ mu. Ɛna yɛnuanom Ghanafoɔ yi sɛ ne ɛto ma kaeɛ no. Yɛsɛ wo ba yɛ a wo de wo si wonim bateteɛ. Ya monsusu. Na Ghana ni akwala apa na ne maame no mahwɛ no deɛ wɔpɛ no no. Enye nea obi pɛ no no. Ɛyɛ a momie nsusu enka ye ho asɛm na wakɔhyia Ghana Ghana ni akwala eminim no o. Wo maame kura eminim no hwɛ deɛ wayɛ no ho. Aso papa yɛ asompanyini o maami ye say mommy ensusu enkwala no esanse ye wo mu nti no omote ye kasa no ebi kura no ogira ho na wo ka enye ne de mesre mommy enya sanksem keka no na we de na de ye nsɛm a yɛabɛtie na wo ni wo pɛ sɛ wokɔ efikɛseɛ ma ɔde ane na waa na apɛ yɛakyerɛkyerɛ yɛ ano aduro ɛsɛ deɛ woyɛ a wobɛkɔ ita support foɔ muntua mo nso nso a yɛfrɛ ne sɛn yɛ speed ni yɛ hwanhwan nyina you never know nneɛma nketeɛ ne ɛkɔ so yɛhwɛ obi ate ne kan dia no ani ayi baako ahye ɛbɛnum ne ayi bi ahye enum no ne nyinaa no nneɛma nketenkete bi wɔ hɔ nom a ɛmmoa yɛn ɛnɛ nsɛm a yɛte sɛ yɛ nyem koraa nka akɔla ɛso a uyam a ka wo de kɔ hɔ sɛ nso sɛ ne nyinaa so yɛbɛtumi akye yɛn ɛmfa ho sɛ yɛ sɛ yɛde 80 years ummoro mmara no so enti mesrɛ mo yɛ ahohoɔ ne ba ha sɛ je bepe bibi akọ sania ye brofo tie bia no emebru no monso monyire mo ho monko school sɛ yenya ye nua bai de mo ye bia adwuma bia mo ye bia ye nanso ya monso monkokɔ mia sei sɛ de be ya mo betimi educate yen ani ye kuromfo saa mmerɛ yi enyema yesua ne ha no ene obi aho aduru no na menye ne sɛ obi anso tirimu pɛ ne sɛ ɔpɛso ɔkɔ hɔ me de mesrɛ mo mempeso obi abɛkɔ akora na mabɛsra wo wokɔ anya de amɛba hɔ kora na mabɛsra wo enti mesrɛ mo me nkɔ hɔ mekɔ amɛsra me ana menye madwen sɛ mɛkɔ hɔ ne akɔ hɔ kyena esan ne nam nanso momyɛnhwe yɛ ho yie ensɛm a yɛatie wonderful nyame nhyira wo why dear pa no time obi abekọ adwuma anopa enye asetena mu nsɛm ne members a ye woso nyina tiefo nyina ka wo mma ha ye hiaw na wakyerɛkyerɛ ama yɛate ase questions ahodoɔ yenim sɛ enso ha ya Jerome kofa bai ye da ase na nabo wudin na akua wo nso ye da ase da bia mo ma ye niema foforo nyame nhyira mu nyinaa mesrɛ mo yɛntwe yɛ ho fo ennɛ yɛntwe yɛ ho mfiri bɔne ho na menim sɛ onyame ɛbɛka yɛ ho ama yɛsetena no ɛde nyame nhyira mu nyinaa
insha wo pa twin mom also bremo na chese
Yo, menso meda sister wonderful ase. Enoma waka no meda me ho adwiri me. Wakasa bebree na noma bebree ho ana menim. Nyame enhwa no bebree. Ena yen a ye wo line so yi. Yen try say bebo abaropa. Nyankopon hu ye nyina mobo. Se o pese o enjoy o tatata. Na o pese o kwakodi honoma. Try so ube live right. Unko ya ade a ede obekọ. Na wakọhye ho saa yes. Na fe de okra wanhwa beba no. Unye ni pepiu. Me de nyame ase se me ba ne baaye no. Nyame adom. Me nka se oye perfect because uni obi ne ka na asem obi anim se de sisite ba. Obi odi ekoyi a obefo se odi na onim obatete. Nyame adom. Okonu school oye IT. Or you working from home. Sa no mani now because no man most of the time ko ba adwuma popa enye easy se obenya adwuma bisa but usun se nyame na aye na adom nti no medamu nyina mo ase yes medamu nyina mo ase nyina adesuade se enne ya besua na emfa ne se e bia wo na wo baye what ase because sometimes ade a wo mpe no enne ba wa akwa mu nti Nyankopon hu ye nyina mobo no ma ye wisdom a ebitimi de atete ye ma na ye mo mpa ise Nyankopon ebeka ye ma na koma no munya asetie na de ebeka no muntie medamu nyina mo ase
we de na me pacho we de asem kitwa bi mesrɛ mo adɔfo ye ba ha sɛ momma yɛn share your experience a ye wo eno ye a lesson ema yɛn Mr. Mama yentie de obi ka asɛm bi oho no mu a wo ka etimi bua wo nua bi nso pa enti se bibi hawa yaba ha sabe woni minim wo kura no ade wo ye no eye nkwade adwuma ebeboa wo kra bi ama ono nso anya nkwagye a na waye ahweyie enti Mr. Mo ye ba na ye wo ye life experience bi a Mama yemfen tutu ye ho fo ne yese emfanto nti ena yenuanom a mo prisons na so mo da afiase no mo wi anwo no utuom fo a sade adofonom abeka wo mo de no nyame nhira mo yemfere o na wo beka na obi nso atufo ama ayoho a na asa bi a adwene boni bi kura wanya no asesa afiri utrim intimidase edamase pa
Marvero mpacho ma memrem. Uhwe mu ade wo ka no eye ne kwan mu. But when you say sometimes we call live na or life experience na waka no. Me there was a day me could be live. And I BBC I may contribute within 5 to 10 minutes. Calls a menya. Hey, matisa wo kasa. Nana wo dese ade chi no na obi akofro obi. Won enti enu nti na ya sometimes obi ba live on person obe share no.
oh
We what obi wo ho be share ne live awie no. Obe ko npa ko ni page akohwe ni pictures akohwe ne nneoma akohwe ne nneoma akohwe ne nneoma. Ebi
wunyami
before.
nyami o
Yeah, ebi what you say ebi before
oh
na ya na yes
it's about time I was the jai
Enti no ka wo share
it's
no.
about
Me
time
say share said be ya obi besue bibi afrim no bi ankonkoye sa abrabo ni bi but se wo be share opakro no fo so share na ekire ebekọ akoye ya on be share e wo se woni opakro no be bia me say within 5 minutes me say it's me say live no me cause I just shut up. I don't talk.
yeah eno na ama yenuanum bebre ku wom ho enso na ya asam kitua bi nkonya wo bi kan na sam kire anu a enkongoku ni hu Ghana for mum yenya ye o na ammoa yen di nipa wu se nyame aye wadum yakwa asori adanse de anu apagya wonsa edi enti ne edi adanse sebe hye obi nkura ye di adanse de adia
Marvero asama okay you don't want to know me man no me warm crab boys and no me premature me warm 26 weeks twins two boys no na omo ye less than a kilo.
I know.
Ena yes, ena omo da incubator mu for 4 months and sana ye kufie. Eti obi se ne nyakopa ye madom ti o na enkra na ye pastors no be hu nkra no incubator am say it will take the grace of God. Na nkra no ho atom na makogina odi adanse a ade chi ye no me se Pentecost de ma mi jai Pentecost ko se ma wo pussycat meow me wo de nipa nkana sem enti no me se me nyame ya de ma me a me se Nyankopon unim ni nyina me de to ani waye me fima ko me da wase se me kwa akogina sorry dem pa edi adanse bi I will never do it again. I'm telling you.
No.
And
So Bible me nyi wachi aye and so Bible say I was see etie onyame sen nipa na make say ye ne aye sa no ye kuma kra bebre na ye nim se niema ye suan nyina no ni nyina ye sabe adanse dio ye kire ye no na ye nso ye tie no ebeboa me emma me nkoto saa amenanimu enti so obi ameka ebeda na enya bi atue hofo Ghana for mesra mo saa niema no why na oyeso abofo why na enti Yesu gina ha kaso on tobo ya obetimi afa ato mumienya na munkum empempem ebi anenka obi asem betimi aboa wo bi o nso saa niema no efiri hene wunimi enne akwasi broni amfa ayi afidie ya manka ye made efre ne TikTok bi waje free yensem ane enya ye ne so tatu mesre mumienya ne emfa enye ade pasa de anuanom abekire yen na afa yenye mo afutu a ye de boye bra no mesre mo ene na amafo saa makohunu maka ene nti se nipa do baka na asem o ye so abofo ana wo yo busuani no akotena kopɛ no mama yenka
Ma
why
Vero.
mesrɛ
Me da se.
edamase
Ai, ye nua
na
ba.
mekua
Nya Jerome me pacho me ba. Ye nua e ba
Jerome,
o
who now
be
make a
che.
last to
Miss Perfect me pacho me ba. Obe che ade no me more because eni kwan se sa no ma no kan ti me pese me bo ni di anka so ode bai. Ye nua obe che ade suen. Wa ma ye hu se ɛhɔ efikasie mu hɔ no entɔkwa wei kɔka wei no wei akɔka wei na omo okunu omo prepra omo ho na wo ba a ompa ho asɛm a bedi mmara ne so pɛpɛɛpɛ yɛse tena ha no atena ha yɛse kɔ ha no akɔ akɔyɛ entɔkwa wo hu sɛ entɔkwa asi wɔ hɔ a
ye buwa beba no aye heja na de
me
hwe
kɔ
nyansa
ekura na odo ho akɔ akɔhyem because ɔse amanfo epra no enya asɛm ketewa ebesa maybe a wokɔ hɔ sɛ wokɔdi bɛɛ 1 month pa afei obi akɔdi 1 month wobɛhu ne yɛde bi aka ho na wasɛm na ba abɛyɛ worse nti no yɛnyɛ sɛ yɛbusuani bi yɛadamfo bi wɔ hɔ a ɛyɛ a yɛnhyɛ wɔ mu nkran na sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a wɔ mu nsa nkɔfa ɔhaw foforɔ ɛmɛka wɔ mu deɛ ho yo Jerome yɛnkɔ anaa Miss Perfect ɔpɛ
o
sɛ
me ba o ma vero asɛm na ɔka no na mepɛ sɛ meka ho kakra bɛyɛ sɛ 1 minute ɛno mpo na nti na
ɔka
mebae
okay
sɛbe last yɛbaa ha ɛma obi ɛbɛrekɔdo I think sɛ mekasa for so long no obi fae mu bɛyɛ sɛ 30 seconds ɛma mekonya ho asɛm and it was a brother bɛma no yɛ saa de no wokɔfrɛ me yere ɛkyerɛ sɛ
nano so kura ade
bɛma asɛm a mɛbɛka nyinaa woanyɛ mu biaa na wakɔfa 10 seconds 30 seconds
ana de nso aye bɛkan ebi wɔ kura ne nipa koro no
Jerome, over talk a
ye
person
joke
ni pada.
wahu na wutumi kwa na no kura de ani bie no no mom ye nya ye o na ammoa mo
ɛnti
ade
no
obi yere opa na na
ah,
a munya sa nsɛm no na enye ammoa mo
very bad
ɛna
very
obi
bad
wɔ hɔ nso koraa bi a deɛ ɔba abɛka na ɛnyɛ ɔno o ɛyɛ example a
dabi
ɛyɛ ɔno akora mpa yɛsrɛ mo yɛha a yɛaba yi nti ana ha no yɛtu yɛhu kyɛ
ebe
sɛ
mi sisi a ye baswa se ye
yɛde
wo kra be ka
adɔfo
se ye wo kra be
Eh,
ka
who
se wo
crack
nie
say
bi
wadam
exactly
fufu.
ana
sa
wo wadanfo
ana
bi
doram no
sa
kwa
mo
wa
na
ye
wo se
madie
ah
ɛyɛ madie no kora ɛyɛ na yɛsere then
yes ye
adie
nya ye
no
ba ye sere
ɛmfa ne ho
plat ayi
nsonso
we
no
sa live
ɛnso
na
pretend
na
sɛ
kwa
ɛyɛ ɔno
wo
a
platform
sɛdeɛ
we
ɛgyina
su
yɛn anim
pe
adeɛ
quick twin mom
ɔho
because yes sister wa crying Miss Wonderful or say will call Miss Wonderful I
na
salute you.
mishra god bless
Thank you
you
God
so much.
bless
I
you
god
really
bless you
appreciate
Thank
thank you
you,
so
everyone. I
much.
can't open my eyes now.
oh
I
Yeah,
have
maybe we'll
work.
talk tomorrow, okay?
yes,
Yes, I
we
love
will
you
bring
we
guys
you
so
appreciate
much.
bring you
you
back. Bye.
mama
Tanekia,
ya
I
enjoy
appreciate you. I
program no
respect you.
pa
Jerome,
Welcome.
thank you so much.
So
And
much.
to my mom, get in touch with me. We could talk, all right? I
I
just need to
surely
go to
will.
sleep.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
so
you so
sorry. I wish
much.
I could stay longer.
Oh, no problem at all, sis. Thank you
I
so
love you. All due respect. We talk soon. Thank you guys.
we
Thank
love you
you.
more
Yeah,
Bye, sis.
bye
I appreciate everyone.
Okay, ebusiafo ya nso ye ba bepon mom ye mo aboa ye ho Jerome wie na chese ye
Aha. Kakra me de beka nia course yi. Ghana ne ye mane ekono.
mhm
Na ma vero kano. Most won't say efie bia ni in a way who are you leaving your children with? Would you mo koma wo maame wo nana the fact so mo fi ha ekono. Yes say o mo rotten no.
that
sa
Huh.
topic ne was say yes ade ebe biem ya be
Aha, ye o mo say enkukuo mu twitwi o nye just enkwara ne nye hwe just aye o musa brofo ma o mbeba no no ma sai ku enti no media Ghana de twins mam o me o betete wade na watete wade o di ko Ghana na I say o
The thing
beba no
is,
no aye west
the thing is, and yeah, me, but it's like no ma air cosono.
custom
yeah
Eh, oh my God.
me that say
Eh,
yo yeah
eh,
me who
eh,
say yes sister Genevieve me pacho o pese obe adi bibi ana
I
na
want let me add one more thing before
But
you know And yeah, very saying now because programs or school system nim program be brain was school system like I said before no. Maybe say I changed my job bibia I be suitable for no schedule. Because one year is you won't be part of schedule no. Me go school work or volunteer because coming in and out, meaning teachers in from Genesis to Revelation. And to the BBC, you know what is happening. What you say? Into program be all class so ukra na winima a student be mommy back catch so BBC cause do you know about it? Now so now do unkra na to activities be brave. Say never they don't even have time to turn around. No, I could me because or turning around that time and soon for the next program. Media me see my or move from me cabo driver. Because cabo driver no me pick away from me and I me drop away off. Who drop away off now pick away. What I say? One yen is any ye into entry the number of hours na ye duma encouraging na ye duma encouraging ye bre. Now at the end no on back up PF what's the point? Yen chat 12 hours, 16 hours, 24 hours, a duma ni ye ni bebrebe no. Especially minga se living in you. Yeah, a question living mo 2-3 months ni abefie back ni aja nkora na mom or mu papa. Papa again no bet me ya hwe nkora no that much. Maybe I jollof back wash a fridge mu for a whole month. Wow, ni ye titi ko ejuma ni it's too much. Ni entity ejuma ni su kakra ni e ma ye ni nko nkora no so kakra. Ndamase.
That's it,
Oh
pa.
yeah,
You
dear.
know, is it bisa wo fro by minim se na pese o ka bibia. Okay, all right. And your sister Genevieve, me pacho yanko.
Uh, sorry. Good evening, Abusianfo, and good morning. Kakra mpese meka no me hu say ma vero any twin mom can be. Ade omo ka no omo ye 100% true because ade ba kwa me hu wo ye Ghana ho so obi be ka na asem a na eno so akoda ne nti akoda ne bibi fufuro. Obe ebia bibi ye o ti say me say ene me ko kasa wo platform back so about a condition bi a so a eto de bi a wo bi kra wo tumi nkyere ade kra wo wadwen be ye o niam bebre ebe wadwen be ye o say bi ye yeast infection ba enye no me koka wo honom ba mi ase me kan ye no obi a ye din obi am be so be bisa question obi am person obeka bibi enti na was feeling like I don't go for no movie say bia me can bibi keke because ade a me kire om na me ka kire om ade a betumi a lead to cancer wo hu so a untumi hu say na besi aye ono wo de wadwun beko niam bebre so it lead you into committing suicide like a mouse suicidal thought because doctors say it's unknown cause ade so a ye need cure for it. Inti eba ne saa na ewo ho anase ewo bi ho a nipa ne ntumi nka nkyerɛw. Inti se platform bibi platform was there. Obia obibi ha na otumi de beto so. Etumi boa ye num bia ebia niam bi because we yabrabo ma is similar to what the person is saying. Inti eba ne saa na utumi de to ho for now so why your research more no hu nia ekoso nti it's very good say ebetumi abehia wa hanom na obi wo bibia watumi ne ya beka na yenso ya ye ahweye ewo yankasa ya brabom because asema making yare ya making edini kra ya bocherewa unti wo baabia da nti wadwen enkoso wadwen enkoso and it's very serious. It's a serious disease. It's a genetic disease. Ebia wabusian but obi ntumi bie na no nka say me wo we na wa ba be ka chen say wo disease we nti memba me nche ade enso enye contagious. Nti
Okay, and you catch it what is it? Adema o baby kikawana.
yes.
And you
Yes.
chere mu bia obi wo bibia ya ha de ye di bibia
Sister
to.
Genevieve, any ye de ne beba. Ye de ne beba.
Yes.
Your
Yes.
time into send ye be
The
ya
time
yen.
no yes.
Into me
Nti
Sister
very
Genevieve, what
good.
for
I'm
long?
very very proud
Because
of
you are
this
sending me
platform.
message. Why?
Yeah, okay. I'll do that. I'll do that.
Okay.
I mean, sure.
Nyame nhyira wo ɛwɔ hɔ. Me pacho me say yes sister and I say bisa me say ofro bae e say oba ba bechia adofo nyina ebusuafo yedamase tatata ken me da se pa wona wo see from awakota po am ye dru 30k yebusuafo Ebenezer ahase na nyankopon e de ya ba ba bedru. Now I will have a cure for Miss Perfect, you have a message into checking your inbox. I wouldn't have bema a day ascendo. Ebusia for
Oh, okay. Before then, no, Biana, yeah. Okay, let me put me in. And now, my friend is a wire cobweb. No, Biana, what Biana will be. I could do mamo. Na yari kuna was a be yamono. Manya code mufanchemi. Yari kuna my hockey cow. Cobweb so wa unya sika imbi kodra Biana yare na nyo. Jerome,
wow.
I don't know how person would say.
I think Miss Perfect, you've been hanging around too much with Papa Winter. Miss Perfect, I was just a yeah, shahoni because
Yeah,
say
it's a mini Papa Winter down for you.
I
Yeah.
say kaka pia no ebi ya ba ho kaka abusuafo twin mom o se na na kwa nyame show adofo Ebenezer ahase na nyankopon ede maba bedru kyese me e wo se me pe wo bi a ye beba be ye topic about asori a ye kono how a e affect bebre because me bana me betie ebi asori because of asori afi mani nje ekura mpo se me kwa asori a
ɛno so kora life bɛɛ no no.
it breaks my heart to hear that because Asori should be a place yekwa enka yekunya arechichre from your church members, our pastors, our elders, women ministry, men ministry, and normal children department. I love children department in Tino. I was saying ke yekunya arechichre na yenina ye kwa asori na afei we say men kwa asori no I think say yehia topic ewo ho aye de beba abetutu ye ho fo erade onhira ye nyina sister Joyce or say yes so Mr. Mo asore ne de mema mu nyai mu hu se enye nipentia na mu kọ wo
Saa
kọ
saa.
ama woye emfa wani to erade so because ye ka se enipa enwoma adofo eya enka ye nyina ye bejai but
ɛna na
ye
na mepaakyɛ wɔ saafoɔ no koraa no ɔma yɛ ɔma adwene sɛ ɔmo nkɔ heaven na ɔmo nso twe nipa nso a ɔmo ma ɔmo nso nkɔ saafoɔ
okay
na ɔmo yɛ saa no ɔmo nkɔ heaven ɔmo ani tua sɛ heaven na ɛba a ɔmo nkɔ bi ɛna ɔmo ɛpɛ sɛ ɛtwe nipa nso ɔmo boa mo a moyɛ nyame ma no deɛ mese mo bɛkɔ
amen
nyame
Jerome.
hyira mo.
Hi Jerome, yeah, yen kasa backdoor na ye meye ebusuafo nyame enhira obi biara ade aye a moye wa ha sei no medamase twin mam nyame enhira wo pan because me de bia me kasa se obi nso timi ye bold na wo ba na ya ye nimsi ye Ghana fo oba backlash ne ade nso twin mom oba no experience bi a obehye mesremo mema ahase no ye nyina ye wa hase ye try ese ye ntiti ye ho ye nkeka ye ho sem ye nkofa obi asem sei we ya obeka we ya okoye we no asa me shede ni maso ma asa me say bi o ha me de me nsa from ho ebi si girl you be ye dwamai for papa me friend will be and then I didn't come on comment I will make it it's so funny but ni nyina ebusuafo ye nyina ye de asua enuoma ama ye ni age ye ba ha se ya ye pese ahase feel like a family ye ebusua enije wom entokwa wom sirie wom bibia bi ewom mesremo moma ye nyina ye nka ye homom anye bia ya ye ba platform yi so de Intiana, the program we yaba say we want to make a difference. Obi be say we want to change the narrative. A war outside no. Inti mesremo yeba. Frostro bra.
Nanekia, I have a quick question.
Okay.
Donation way, no, are we using the same number? Because my name said,
Hi, no who the
Canada for
also.
they are different from Yanya, dear.
The same number. Tatata
Okay.
also. Tatata
Okay,
also.
I'm not contacting that attacking.
na tatata enso ewo so tatata ye ni bedi nkomo back door because obebusa question but so far me nya feedback ebia kwesi ma mente wonka ewo ye platform ne so no adofo no nyankopon enhira mo nyankopon sure ene na waba be join ye share Tuesdays ni ye share Thursdays ni ye share Sundays so what special to be dear me pepa ne se me pe attorney from Ghana me pe lawyer owo Ghana obetimi adantwen ma mo bebo obi din minim so ne be kasa amamia me pe lawyer from Ghana ye wo questions pa ye pese omo be church ye enoma 1 or 2 ebi enti no so obi unim obi sa na so was specialty ana wo topic ebi wo ho o se nana me pese mo beka ho asem na ye nyina yesua na wa send me message wo story so a na wa ba be oni ma ba be ka ye nya stories si bebre but Tuesday me pese me di ye nua be ma bi a o ene wo ba so a no so ba be educate no me ne bekasa back door to make sure na wa ba be church ye intimacy so ni mu bibia men ka say there be ebia me any die kwan so me nko school ntimi me church mu nyina mo so mo wo enimudie entidie wunim bia no me pacho bra na won so ebe church ye na ye nyina ye moa ye ho together I will talk to you. Oh, okay, Uncle Ben. Ka be ye me de pa me sremo na ye moa boa ye ho nyankopon onhira ye si mante foforo mu erade on tinani mu nkyerɛ wo ya ye kwa asɔre ya ye gya ya asɔre nyina no eye me mpai bo se nyankopon o ma ya dwen sachra na ye ntimi asɔre no yensa entimi enkobiem wo fie nso kora wo read the Bible na wo bɔ wo mpaye na wo ye wadoye na wo tua wo tithe and offering
na mienti aso ni bi wa hapreko.
I Tata King or say I love this community. Joy me da say Tata King si ya or the chief beba. Any papa winter de wa to yako enunti oye o si Tuesday da na me banam si Tuesday. Me Jerome Miss Perfect mon call it out to that because amount for tata omo ebe bono omo nkwa ejuma enti ene
ne ade na nya ye biology awie
I ye be either Thursday and I say bia metimi apeke one of these Fridays in a mo petata
Anya pastor ba ku be kan ye ho ani ya sorry wa hapreko.
ye baby bia preko e wa ha say enche ye ba beji aware enso wa ha enti enuanom ye da mo nyina mase nyame onhwira mo wate onte nani mo nkyire mo a mo be gift ye mo a mo tap ye mo a mo be join ye nyame onhwira mo onye obia kese onpepa obia ni wani suo emma no wakoma so ade seye ematete ene ye difficult emma aware mu nsem atete nyame hu mobo but again misrel so aware mu nso na wu yenuanum bi ebe share wo mo stories a yesrel menwu ewom eno de menwu eno no ubetimi ato ho kakra na wo de wani ato form na masiki professional help na wahwe sebe boawa but onko amint na fie eni ehaw be join yen yenje yeni yensua enoma together nyame enhira mo nyina pastor Tam nyame enhira wo na nsen yete onka che eya ye ba brada yente wo kasa enuanom makramo nyame enhira ye nyina eye erade pa ye besa ehia Tuesday Miss Perfect inti ye be kasa back door why na ye keka no ma ebom epa mama bye makramo
Good
mama
night. Good night everybody.
good morning I
good
mama
night
Good morning. Good morning everybody.